First, let's go ahead and talk about some Stoneworks drama, guys. I don't know if you heard what happened over in Bardonia. It was there was an image going around that I made. Does somebody want to post that image so that way I can put it up here for the YouTube people? Come on, someone's got to have it. Someone's got to have that one image I drew with the stick figures. Yeah, I drew stick figures to describe the situation.
Oh, hold on. I think it's somewhere. Hold on. I think Krezi posted it. Let me find it. Image.
Oh, you found it?
Found it.
You want to throw down in the mic really quick? There we go. Yep. This is what I was looking for. All right. So this is what happened in Bardonia the other day. So yeah. It was definitely a definitely a situation going on over there. Yeah. And now Bardonia is looking a little bit slimmer these days. I think Bardonia is going to be on a diet for a while. All right. On top of that, I'm sure you guys have heard about what's going on over at the KOC. The KOC pissed off a lot of people. It's not looking good for the KOC, but I don't know the current status of it, so I'm not going to go too much into it.
It's still going to happen. It's still going to happen.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought so, but I didn't know the current status because I know that there were talks. So that's definitely going to be something.
Yeah. Honestly, KOC has been signing their death warrants since day one, ever since they've been picking fights with Huitka, so...
Also, I don't know if you guys heard, I think it was funny. It wasn't funny, but it's humorous. Wait, that's the same thing. Shit. Neo of Uraka got banned for posting his Steam profile in a Discord chat.
Yikes.
He posted his Steam profile so someone could add him, and he got banned for it for a full month until he can appeal.
Yikes.
Apparently, it's because there was some stuff on his Steam profile that wasn't too nice. But, you know, I mean, and the thing is, it wasn't like, it was like an affiliate of an affiliate. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even like a direct nation server. It was like a spin-off of a nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It was kind of weird. Yeah, his Steam profile. That's what I'm saying. I think it's ridiculous. I think people are going a little bit too far here. Like, I think the staff are reaching a little bit for these bans. Yeah, the meta has gone too far. Like, honestly.
Way too far.
Like, honestly, I'm gonna be straight up. I would have been banned for that one Stony video if you guys have seen that Stony video I posted about him unclaiming Bardonia City for no reason. Like, honestly, I don't know if you could tell by the video, but it was like it was informative, but at the same time, I was kind of trolling. Like, I put like little sound effects in there, and I made the clickbait icon. I thought that was funny. Some Azexis told me I should have put the Sharingan on Stoney's eye that was and just circled it for the picture instead of just having me circle his face. That would have been hilarious.
I mean, was horse? Are you talking about the staff?
Staff sins?
Yeah. See, the staff. The problem is with the staff is that a lot of them are pretty, toxic. Believe it or not, there has been a lot. There's a lot of allegations of corruption within the staff team and biases.
Yeah, all I'm saying,
and rumors of secret talks.
All I'm saying is that you guys should be expecting another staff sin video coming out soon. I got something else. So
the moment you get to Athas, that's when it gets down.
The thing is, I don't know if I'm going to get to Athas, because Athas really doesn't do anything that I could really, talk about.
He insults a lot of people, honestly.
I mean, it's fun to insult people. Insult people's fun, as long as it's like within a parameter. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with a little shit talking. Just as long as you can take it, which I don't think Athas can. But anyways, so this is normally the part where I would go ahead and spin the prize wheel. That's what you guys are waiting for. But I got smart. Guess what I'm doing? I'm slapping the prize wheel in the middle of the view. So you guys at least have to sit through the first half before you can leave.
You cannot leave until you are satisfied.
Coffee, what the fuck?
I'm telling you, Uni, I can't help myself sometimes. I have to.
What was it? You're channeling some Chancellor energy right there.
Man, you don't understand. At times, I feel like I'm more crazier than you.
Yeah.
So, where you go?
All right, Coffee. Well, I want to hear your best villain laugh. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I kind of have a.
God, that hurts my throat.
Anyways,
you gotta really get into it.
All right, so let's go ahead, rewind all the way back to the beginning. You've been around since Stoneworks start.
Oh yeah, I have been around since Jagdus.
I didn't know you were in Jagdus.
Oh yeah, I actually had no idea what I was doing at the time. So I was around Jagdus. I started this place called White Gold Tower, which obviously, and I was I'm still a massive Elder Scrolls fan. I mean, everyone probably knows this by now. I love the Elder Scrolls, and my favorite race in the Elder Scrolls is the Aliens, which are these very crazy fucking maniacal elves that did a lot of interesting stuff. But I just like their aesthetic and stuff like that. So I decided, you know what? Yeah. And I just did that. And then server got a little boring for me, so I left it. Yeah.
And then you heard about the world corruption and shit, and how they were making a new world?
Yeah, funnily enough, I actually left the main Stoneworks Discord during that time, because I just got bored, and I just decided, I just left it and went back to stalking Elder Scrolls servers and just like doing that. And then when I came back after that world corruption stuff, I said, you know what, one more chance. And I came back with the Dominion of Ashura.
So, wait, you're telling me Aurlûnor wasn't actually the first nation that you founded? After.
No, it wasn't. That's like the second nation I
All
found.
right, so would you say that your older nation kind of became Aurlûnor?
Yes and no.
Well, I feel like we kind of need like the foundation, like the like what you were doing beforehand to kind of understand what you kind of evolved into. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I actually didn't really do much at the first beginning parts as during Austria. I was thinking of all this stuff and then decided to get bored and I just left the area. And I was playing Stellaris. I saw this cool mod called Elves of Stellaris.
Mm-hmm.
Saw one nation called, funnily, Aurlûnor Valand. I was like, what if I made this into a fantasy thing? So I theory crafted it. Took that pre-selected nation, started to play around with it a bit, and I decided, and I had all the stuff in my head, and then basically it was birthed from a Stellaris mod.
I had no idea that
And
Aurlûnor was actually just straight up from like space elves from a Stellaris mod.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people.
I'm
like.
I'm
It's
actually
like, wait,
shocked. I had
from
no
mod?
idea that was the thing. I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like,
Even the mod developers were surprised by it. And yeah, I just basically took off with that idea, and that's how Aurlûnor became Aurlûnor. I was like, you know what? No one's done Chinese elves. All the elves are the same. They're always either Western European tree humpers or the edgy ones, the dark elves. So I decided,
as us D&D 5e fans like to call them, the Drow.
yeah, the Drow. I actually do I used to do that too when I play D&D. But yeah, basically that. Yeah. I decided to, no one's really done any ideas with, the thing, that sort of thing. So, I made the Aurlûnor Valand, that day. Yeah. This is basically how I put
So
for the foundation.
What about the founding of the capital? Was it always the capital, or did it change at all?
Okay, this part, that was a funny journey. Okay, so the area that I settled was actually the second area I settled in.
I remember
the first
that.
area.
You did
Yes.
move.
Yes. The first area I settled in was on Turtalonia. So how that all went down is that
awkward.
yeah.
Flashbacks to the Stony video.
Oh yeah. So Seek caught my little thing and he was like, "What are you doing there? You're not supposed to be there. No, you're not supposed to be there. No, you become vassal." I'm like, I don't want to be a vassal of yours. And at the time, I didn't get along with Seek, so it was like we got into the thing, and it's like, you give me 5,000, and I will move. Then I discovered that I didn't have to refound it. I could just let all the land go, and I just kept the 5,000 to myself and moved.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like a good idea to me. So you literally moved to the other side of the world.
Yeah, I moved back north, like about 200 blocks away from like where I was before, because Austria was like literally southeast of where modern day Lumar is. And it's like, oh, I'm back here. Okay. And I settled down in that area because I liked how there was, so you know that little bay thing that cresses it up a bit and stuff? Yeah, I liked that area because it looked really nice. It had like that, it gave me the think, it's like, this area, if it was like in lore or something like that, it would be very hard to siege because, well, you have access, the sea is pretty enclosed and it can be easily defended. And I'm like, yeah, I could settle here. So I decided to just found the city right there. And there's Lumar.
Yeah, it makes sense from a strategic sense that you would found it in that area.
Yeah.
What about like your recruiting and like your growth? How did that start?
Oh, that was a struggle. That was a very big struggle. For the longest time, I mostly recruited randos. I actually didn't have any friends
Aw.
on Stoneworks or anyone who was interested in Minecraft in general. So I was alone for quite a while. And it was hard finding people. Like really, really hard finding people that was interested. Because I didn't really have anything written down. Everyone else was already more established and stuff like that, joining Bardoni, the VIR, the VAWR, and Isharia, and all that stuff.
I think around that time Bardonia wasn't even that big. Or are you talking about like around like the Second Empire? Like what time frame are we talking about here?
Mostly in between the month of like November to like early December.
Gotcha, so after the Golden War.
Basically. Funnily enough, I was actually at Haptomitis in that when that Phantom attack happened with all those phantoms and stuff. I was there. I literally was fighting alongside Whiskey, and there was like what, 2 other people there. I forgot, but they were there too. There was like phantoms that just randomly appeared from like, because back then there was mob generation and they were just attacking. Yeah, I was a part of that, and I think I remember I died. I don't know. I think you probably had to get Whiskey for that. All I remember
is those phantoms. They would fuck you up.
Oh,
I died so many times to phantoms.
Fucking hate those things. It's like even with full prot diamond,
full prot 4 diamond, they'll fuck you up. Like if like 2 or 3 of them get on you, like you were pretty much dead if you didn't have like shelter. You would literally have to like dig into the ground to get away from them.
Literally, it's like insane. I tried sleeping.
Didn't they have like a damage buff on them? I'm almost positive they did. They were stronger the more you didn't sleep. That's what it was. The more you didn't sleep, the stronger they got. That was like the whole thing with the. Oh shit! They used to bite the shit out of my ass when I was trying to do the Dress Rock market. Like I'd be running to the warehouse to the market, and like phantoms would swoop down, and I'd be like, "Oh god, why?"
Yeah, my experience with phantoms wasn't nice either. When I was building Lumar, which by the way I was basically building the city by myself at that time, I kept dying and dying and dying to them, and it was so annoying. Believe me. Ugh. But there's like also the phantoms were like they basically they were a nightmare.
Yeah, they probably slowed down a lot of your progress too.
They did, and other people too. I mean,
yeah, we should present a court case against the phantoms for assault and loss of profit. Isn't that like something?
Yeah. December was a very interesting month for me because at that time, you and I didn't really get along that well. And there was a lot of people I didn't get along with at that time that are now my friends.
Yeah, if I recall, I was actually actively trolling you back in December. Yeah,
and I actively thought that everyone didn't. Then I was considering quitting because it's my Aspie thing. Yeah, but December was actually not just only that. It was just an interesting month because it was like a lot of stuff was happening. I mean, you had the Golden War, you had other stuff going on.
There was the Halloween event around that time too, and then also the Christmas event.
Yeah. Oh, the Christmas event was fun. Wasn't that the time where Entropy appeared, or was that far later down the stream? Yeah.
The
Well,
Christmas event really wasn't an event. That's why I didn't cover it in my Arathnir events video. Because literally all they did was they
yeah,
put a presents plugin and they put a Christmas tree plugin,
yeah.
and that's it. They really didn't like do anything. I think maybe Stony like gave out some gifts, like dressed up as Santa Claus or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, at that time, I didn't really have that much lore written or anything for Eleanor, so it was just like there was also like I think that was what the first encounter I had with Ryzan.
Okay, so something I've never
Yeah.
understood that I kind of want to understand. What is Aurlûnor's relationship with Ryzan? It's time to get into it, Coffee. Start from the beginning.
Okay. Ryzan and Aurlûnor. The two love-hate relationship. Here we go. The beginning. Let's start at the beginning. Okay. Aurlûnor and Ryzan. So at the beginning, so I joined around the same time as Canadian Toss did. He was actually going to plan to settle in the area I was going to settle in, but then he moved. I don't know. They had a different flag and stuff like that, but like at the time, I think Ryzan and Aurlûnor didn't really have relations until like later on, but like Ryzan, I did not like Ryzan at all. I thought they were a bunch of like very toxic people at that time because there was like some people there that like okay, so you remember the Goblin Brothers. Of course, everyone knows who the Goblin Brothers are.
Yeah, I remember the Goblin Brothers.
The Tossicrat incident.
Oh, that was probably one of my proudest moments on the server was when Hub and I were able to pull that off.
Yeah. The Tossicrat incident. Okay, I was at the Tossicrat at that time, and since I was still a one-man nation, I mean, there was like at least like 4 people in Aurlûnor at that time, but they weren't really active. I was fighting alongside Ryzanis there, and I got accused of burning down Tossicrat, and everyone started attacking me, and I was basically being threatened with invasion from Ryzan.
I remember that.
And
they turned on you.
Yeah.
And started, like when you didn't do shit. Like wasn't it like one of their people who did it?
Yeah, it was Supreme Oogway. And Oogway blamed me for it, and they believed him.
Sheesh. Damn, you've had it rough,
Yeah.
Coffee.
That was the first moment I thought, you know, these guys are dicks. So I gotta get some guys. I gotta quickly recruit some people to take these guys down. So, yeah, that was the first encounter with Ryzan. That's when they were a confederation. Green Toss. That's where I kind of seen her before. He at that time, but like before all that stuff. Green Toss, Canadian Toss was there. There was also others, and yeah. So after that, they went to a civil war. After that,
yeah, they've had so many
because there was a
wars.
lot of. Funny because I sat through all of them and watched them.
Were they any good?
There's a couple.
There's a couple good ones.
So, Aurlûnor, with Ryzan, it was like, okay, I'm going to go a little bit after December to January, because January is kind of where stuff kind of began, like...
Picking up.
So, Aurlûnor was starting to get some more people at that time. I think that was when I still have my crappy... I think that's when I converted my wooden weird houses to, like, more... smaller houses. Lumar was a very different looking city at the time. That's when I built that giant compound. And that's when I also started writing the Twin Dragon religion, but I didn't have any idea what I was doing at the time because I was distracted. So I started to recruit some people, got some pretty interesting faces. No one significant yet. With Ryzan, I think that's when they had their civil war. I don't remember actually. Let me check. I think that's when they became. I think that's when they became the thing. That's when they had like one of their major crises. I think.
Yeah. How many crises
No.
have they had so far?
Too many to count.
Not.
At this time,
I mean,
this was
not
like
only
the
that,
first
but
one.
Bardoni, doesn't help with that.
Yeah. This was when the Erebor stuff was going on. Yeah, so that's when they had all that stuff. And then there's these the Takamakan Empire.
I remember those guys. Those are the guys that tried to like 11v1 me in Durastarok, and I threw my pots down and I actually killed all of them.
Takamakan actually joined like about November, around the same time I did, but they didn't really expand it until like later. We had a little problem with Socalis, that little city there. It's like on the swamp. I had a major problem with some of those people. There was like this guy named like something Priest, and he was very rude and all that. And I was like, "Why are you settling? Why are you squatting?" And we almost got into a war because of it. But at that time, because they didn't really had like, I didn't really have good equipment, but they didn't have good equipment either. I didn't know their PvP capabilities. So I just made a deal with them, and eventually there was like an invisible treaty called the Treaty of Schmagausch. I forgot the name of it.
Is that another language?
Smagugonic. Yeah. It was like supposed to be a treaty between me and Crow.
I remember Crow. Crow was there on the attack when Takamakan was forced to integrate into Bardoni and the World Conquest. King Crow led the assault against me, just the solo Senator Uni, and they had 4 people in Prot 4 and the rest of them were in Iron. There was 11 of them, and I threw on my armor and killed all of them.
Yeah.
That was back when I could actually aim.
They weren't really good at PvP, from what I've learned.
They really weren't. If I can kill 4 people with the same gear as like that I had, they really aren't good at PvP.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, basically. So yeah, January was kind of uninteresting, but February is when shit.
That's when it kicks off.
That's kind of where it kicks off. It's like, I think I remember it was like that was the Bardoni World Conquest.
I think it was after. I'm pretty sure the World Conquest was in like late January.
Oh yeah. February was. Oh no, I remember now. Yeah, that's when Aurlûnor joined Bardonia in January, in like later January, because they were beginning their World Conquest.
And we told you that after we took over everything, that we were just going to release you and everything was going to go back to normal. That this was literally just us being warheads, and you were like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with that. Hup didn't want to deal with me malding. And at that time, I wasn't really known to you guys.
That's
so
actually,
I
think, when we actually like sat down and talked, and we actually kind of repaired that relationship between me and you, where I would always troll you all the time. I think that's when we came to a little bit of an understanding of each other, and we realized, hey, we actually aren't, who we thought we were.
We aren't much different.
I mean.
Yeah, that's basically, yeah. So I became a Bardonian at that time, and it didn't actually last that long.
It only lasted like 4 days, 4 days, until we got bullied out of the conquest.
Yeah, and after that, like when we got released, the Silitor Confederation dissolved too. Yeah, that's when Northtorn left the Silitor Confederation, and we this was like the thing that Hagley had, and I joined it later on. This one, yeah, it was that, and then after that, that dissolved. I basically became the sole member of the Siltor Confederation for like 3 days. Yeah, that was
Who
interesting.
were the other like original members of the Silitor Confederation?
Northchorn was the founder by Hagley. Fronois by Yidis. There was the Kingdom of Andorn, which was at that time ruled by
I
Hemo.
love Hemo. He's such a
And
man.
I know, he was cool. I like him and Dotto. And Ryzan, the Confederation of Ryzan. At that. And it was there before the Bardonian mobilization.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Confederation members were like all a part of it. Yeah, I think so. I'm skimming through some of the things I'm also forgetting at that time, because at that time it was like the early days was just kind of a little hard to remember. More so
I
than
get
like
that. Like it's kind of like a haze. Like for a while, people
yeah.
forgot that werewolves were on the server, and
Oh
they don't
God.
even know that literally the werewolves is why the like Silver Coalition formed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember the werewolves, but very vaguely.
And the Silver
I
Citadel and
didn't
all
even
of that,
notice.
because silver was the swords that were that were like super effective on the werewolves.
Yeah. Um but yeah, it was like Hackley decided to give away his nation to Andorn on the 27th of January, because he didn't want to war them at all, and he had like a large territory. Um, Dato did give back some lands on the 30th out of pity, if I remembered. But then after that, Northchorn became our vassal.
Really?
So this was like after the Bardonian. Yeah, this was after the
Because
Bardonian conflicts.
Norththorn was a part of Bardonia during that. And let me tell you, Hagley,
Yeah.
he took it like a champ. Like both you and Hagley were so cool about it. And honestly, we appreciate it so much because everyone else was so mean and just like so spiteful. But you guys were chill about it. You're like, we don't have the military to beat you guys, so we'll let you go ahead and do your thing. Because we told you what was up. We told you, and we were telling that to everyone. We were saying, yeah, we're gonna take you over momentarily. We'll probably hold everybody for like 2 or 3 days, and then we'll let everybody go back to normal. And we were even talking about a Bardonian civil war to kind of like just self destroy Bardonia by having a civil war between the senators and the citizens. Was the original plan, but that's not
Yeah.
how it ended.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, basically, after the whole Bardonian mobilization, empire, and all that, Northchorn became our subject for a while because Hagley didn't have military capability at the time, so he felt safer with me because we were kind of growing in membership. But later later February is when he declared independence, and I was cool about it. I didn't really give a shit. But yeah, basically around February was like, well, I don't really think February is the place that really started off things. I mean, it was kind of stagnant still, but
So
like,
let's have a
yeah.
breakdown. You said that that's when you really started getting into like the Twin Dragon religion. let's just talk about the religion for a little bit, because Twin
Okay.
Dragon is like it's one of the biggest like religions, and or one of the most known. I don't know the statistics on it, but I know that Twin Dragons is a pretty big religion. Am I right?
It was for a period of time, but then Lux kind of
Swooped in.
yeah, it was because Beast spammed it too much. And so Twin Dragon was this idea I had in my head because of looked over at the other religions, and I basically noticed that a lot of them had like this repeating pattern of like beginning in nothing and then creating light and then being this good guy, perfect god, and stuff like that. Interestingly enough, I like Silitionism because I noticed that Seek they took a little unique path, unlike the others, but like sacralism and all that type of stuff, I felt they're like generic. I felt like they're just all the same. They felt like they're trying to like take too much from Christianity and Judeo. What do you call it again? Judeo something religion family. It was
No.
I was just called Abrahamic religions for short.
That probably is easier.
It is, yeah. But I felt like a lot of them were Abrahamic-ish. I haven't seen that much like Cynic or Indic religions. So I decided instead of like to create a religion that focuses like where's that one with balance? Why not have one with that does not see the world as good and evil, but sees that light and dark are both extremely important. That one too much is bad. Like too much lights can lead you to become an overzealous, very twisted version of justice that ends time, which is very bad. And the other, which is just complete destruction and just no order or anything like that. Like basically saying that too much order is not good, but not having too much order is not good. I don't know.
Good. What about destruction?
You gotta
sounds
keep
like a good time to me.
Oh yeah, the destruction in balance, and yeah, it's like yeah, basically there's like stuff like that. Yeah, Twin Dragon was a conception I had in my head about like good and evil just not existing. I just felt like that was a boring dynamic. And I just wanted to create like a more neutral religion that everyone can like see, and it's like, oh, okay, so if there's wars, but there's also peace at the same time, that's harmonic? Question mark. It's basically like testing the consciousness of the elven mind, because it's an elven.
Yeah, it's all religion, about balance of doing good and evil. To balance it. And I like the concept. Now, are there any deities in this religion?
There's the guardian dragons, which are called Sun and Lin, or as Coop calls them, Bob and Frank.
Wait, there's a picture of Bob and Frank. Hold on.
That's the Twin Dragon Temple in Lumar. He went there and started doing trolling and shit like that.
Yeah, look at these. Look at these dragons.
That's actually was made by Ypres, who used to play, and she built the temple because at that time she was Twin Dragon as well, and I thought it was cute. But yeah, the Guardian Dragons were like yeah, that's and then you have the Celestial Matron, who basically it's like, okay, think of like the Celestial Emperor from like Chinese mythology, basically like the Sovereign of Heaven and all that type of stuff. But imagine the Sovereign of Heaven being on the world and representing the world. That's basically the celestial matron. Well, other than that, and being androgynous. I can't even say it right. Andro. Andron.
I know.
Whatever.
Androgynous. Yes, there we
Yes.
go.
Feminine androgynous. Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, the kinder word of saying hermaphrodites. Basically, both sides. But yeah, basically that. Which is supposed to be like the one who keeps the balance in the world and stuff like that. That's also kind of like a living god, which is my character. but yeah, but there's that.
Now, I have a question about your character. You just said that they're a living god. Do they possess like any like godlike powers or special abilities, or are they just a god in the religion, but kind of just elf in the flesh?
It depends on what you want to call them, because she has proven that she can go into a strange place called the Veil and stuff like that, and has a lot of powers, but it doesn't mean that she's like unkillable and shit like that. It's like I got that concept of like being able to be killed, but like under certain conditions, like a special weapon or like a special way to kill them, because there is a way you can kill her like in a permanently, but that requires like a special way to do it. But yeah, she is seen as a goddess because she has proven a lot that she can like literally cast lightning and all that stuff.
Wow.
And she also has a very powerful fire breath, which is unusual for Luren.
Oh, that's crazy!
Her race.
I didn't know that your character could shoot lightning. How does your character shoot lightning? Is it from like the fingers, the mouth? Is it like lightning breath, or is it like struck down from the sky?
Struck down from the sky. Just like hold hand out and just have like the electric fingers in it,
and then it just shoots down, kind of like Thor when he like falls, and like okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not powerful or anything like that, but like it's a zap. It's just as strong as regular lightning. Yeah, it's not powerful or anything.
The Chancer can make fire with his hands, but he's not like a huge ass firebender.
Yeah. Yeah, she's basically just that. She's also very old. Like very old. 1,000 years old.
That is pretty old.
And she actually feels like she's like, I mean, she stopped aging at like 246, which is basically like well, I would say like around 246 years she stopped aging. That's basically like equivalent to a 42-year-old. So she's permanently 42. Previously, she was permanently 21, but I decided there's a lot of that. So
in lore, were you always where you are right now? Like lore-wise? Or have you moved around?
No. In lore, I've always been... Well, I would say that basically Saariel, she's always been around that area. She hasn't really moved around that much.
She's used to that area. And originally, wasn't she an Aurlûnor was an isolationist nation?
For a while, it was.
I know you would get very angry at people like going across the world and like talking to each other and making alliances and stuff, like all the way across the like Rathnir.
Oh yeah.
I've read those rants.
I fucking hate isolation. I mean, I fucking hate it. The globalism that was in Rathnir. And it was just more of an acquired taste, I guess. Yeah. Lore-wise, Aurlûnor used to not be isolationist. Like, they were seeking alliances from, like, the states at that time when it was established, like, 900 years ago. But like over 945 years ago now. And yeah, and then it just became more isolationist as the citizenry started to like get lower confidence with all the wars and shit like that came
Wasn't
around.
for like a good while. Wasn't Bardonia probably the furthest that Aurlûnor has actually communicated with anybody?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Was that because we actually sailed over there and went to go like meet with you?
Yeah. Yeah, that, and then
we were
the
both
Gold
on
War.
Silitor. Is another thing.
Actually, no. You guys are the furthest, but on the continents. But the furthest that I've actually had contact with was with Ardats.
Yeah, good. Ardats.
Yeah,
Ardats pretty far down there.
Yeah, this is when I met Elatra and all that, and I became really good friends with her. Really cool person. I like Elatra. Me and her have a lot in common, and it's just like other people may shit talk her and all that because of her page.
I
Me?
like Elatra.
Nah.
No, the thing is, if anything, for a while I was actually annoyed at Elatra, but not for Elatra, but because Tizu was getting distracted by Elatra when we were supposed to be doing Republic stuff.
Oh my goodness!
And I don't know if you remember, but I had a couple submissions to the Ardat library.
I had one too, and I can share it, right? Oh no, I don't want to share it.
It's probably there's it's probably not a good idea to share it.
I have the original text document. I could send you a DM.
Yeah, if you want to DM it to me, I'll read it over. I probably haven't read it.
It was I was actually kind of high that day. I have no idea what the fuck happened that day.
You're like, I'm high, let's write some Wrath in your fanfic.
Yeah, I actually wrote this on November 25th, interestingly. Wait, no, that's not when I wrote it. That was...
And I wrote the,
was it?
The Kama Shifra books.
Oh, God. So you're the one who wrote them.
That was me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, they're floating around in there. I'm pretty sure they're like contraband now, because I'm pretty sure that those kind of books are banned. But they're definitely floating around. I know some people have them.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back on track, we went way away from that.
So,
but that's why I love the view.
Yeah, no, you could start somewhere and go somewhere else.
It's what the Twin Dragon philosophy preaches. Imperfection is balance.
Exactly.
Perfection is imbalance.
So we were talking about Twin Dragonism, and I asked you about your character, and that's when we kind of started getting a little off track. After that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think I recall. Okay, so I think I left off roughly around February, late February. Yeah. So February. That was funny. Okay, so after February we have March. I don't know if much. Oh wait, no. I remember. Okay, no, actually February. Okay, there was one significant event that happened in February. The first Barbarian Rally.
I've heard about those. So I've been meaning to ask what the hell are those things, because I've seen like at least like 2 or 3 of them like happening from your announcements.
So when we were extending around the area, there were some people that were coming from the Golden War video. Yeah, the Golden War video and stuff like that. There's a lot of new players that came in and started settling in the area. At the time, our land wasn't really big, but there was like the first instance of squatters that we had were these guys called Boris. It was led by Dino Kid, Kakarot 018, something fish, the Bob the fish, I mean, and there was like another guy, and they claimed in the chat that Athrabar was ours, and I even have a war declaration request from that time that was there. It was this. And it was our first time that we had against these guys. These guys were I didn't know their PvP capabilities, so I called in as it was funnily enough, Hagley actually was the governor of that area, but he didn't really went down there. It was like his summer home. There was nothing really down there. But yeah. He Kakarot basically said that, and Dino said it was ours, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, these guys gotta go because it's my land, and I was not gonna have anyone share that sea with me. And I decided to just go down there with, and that's when I got help from Viewed. Viewed was the person who, funnily enough, Viewed was someone. We had a weird start, but me and her, well, at that time it was him at that time, but like Viewed and I with the slime skin, which she actually just like talking about, but like yeah, they offered to help, and I had some other people there too. Interestingly, it was like there was this new guy who had iron armor on him. There was Hagley, and there was also another person. I had the Minecraft video. I think Viewed has it in their history. But
So
like
it was like
we
the
went
three
down
of you
there,
guys, and you guys just like charge these barbs.
yeah, basically. Oh, actually, I think there was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, but you
don't
guys,
really remember.
you guys fucked their shit up.
Basically, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Then I learned about the siege rules, and the second time, Kakura said that he couldn't make it. So effectively, they were war dodging because we declared the war on the second battle there. We declared the war. They were absent. They were mostly absent there. The first battle was. Oh wait, no, I have the people. It was. Oh, Thunderfan was there. Yeah, Thunder. Yeah, Thunder, Hagley, myself, and Viewed were there, and we had 3 full sets of enchanted plot armor. We also had golden apples and enchanted
fun fact,
potions.
Both Viewed and Thunder were some of the original hands.
Yeah, that's when I was actually ordained into the hands after that.
Do remember
interestingly,
that. And then I got multiple complaints, and
yeah,
they asked me to kick you out because they were complaining.
Yeah.
And I remember, I remember having that unfortunate conversation with you.
That's okay. I was going to leave anyways.
I didn't even think that was really your vibe because, like, we were kind of PvP brains.
Yeah. But yeah, the second battle, Hex wasn't there, Dino wasn't there, Bob wasn't there. It was just Kakarot, and he was war dodging, and I tricked him into like unclaiming the area, and I told him, say, hey, you know, bro, it's actually detailed. It's like I say I promised to give him back his armor after talking to like it's like unclaim his land, and I basically destroyed his barrels, all of them.
Oof.
I broke all of his barrels. Every last one of them has been broken.
There was shit everywhere, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he was confused what was going on. And he tried to use his sword against me, but I had fire res on.
So you just
yeah, I also destroyed his bed.
Something I want to bring up. You have a specific sword that's kind of treasured. I don't know if do you still have that?
No, that was robbed. and it was wiped away.
Unfortunate. But did we
Yeah.
let's talk about the sword for a sec. Let's give a nod to it.
Okay. So it was basically at that time I was looking up a name for a sword, and I was like, I don't have a conlang or anything yet, so I just named it the 7-Star Blade. Named it after a Dynasty Warriors thing that Cao Cao had. This guy named Cao Cao, he had a sword called the 7-Star Blade. He used to try to assassinate this tyrant called Dong Shua. And, of course, that didn't really do anything. He got caught, and he had to run away. And drop the blade and give it to Dong Shua because he was like trying to feign it as if he was giving a gift to him. And yeah, the 7-Star Blade was basically that because I just liked the design of the weapon. And it's like, yeah, it was a nice looking thing.
And that was your weapon up until like how recently?
That was up until way later when the Grey Banners thing, which we'll get into later. That was way later.
So how many of these Barbarian rallies have you had?
In total? I think it was like 5 or 6 of them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the other barbarians, they're just squatters, basically.
All barbarians were squatters. We just called them barbarians because it was a funny word.
They're squatters, and you called them barbarians because for the roleplay.
They were barbarian tribes settling in the area, being hostile. Yeah, basically, that was pretty much February. I had to say, February was...
There's a lot of shit going on for you in February.
Oh, yeah. So, in March, that's when the dual union happened between us and Ryzan.
Oh, I remember that. That's when you married, what's his face?
Canadian Toss. Oh my god.
You want to break
that union was... That union was the biggest mistake I ever made. Okay, so Canadian Toss was basically like talking about a greater Silitor union with me. He was showing this map of basically us together in a giant empire. I think I still have it saved in the chat somewhere. Where is it?
It was basically just going around like haggling and stuff, right?
Oh no, it was mostly going on just with me. He didn't talk to Hagley at all.
I meant like the claim for the Greater Silitor Union. That was like it was Aurlûnor and Ryzan.
Yeah, it was this map that he showed. He wanted this.
Oh wow! Yeah, no, that's. I'm pretty sure that consumed Andorn and Norththorn.
Yeah, because at the time, Ryzan had a lot of people. There was a lot of people in Ryzan at that time that were active, but they were like different from like the... Well, I mean, they were kind of the same, but they were... Yeah, the government was different. We also had a couple more people in Aurlûnor at that time too, but they weren't really of anyone of note. I think that's when Sean Natho joined. I don't remember. But because I exclusively remembered Sean Natho joining around March. Sean
Natho is your first builder you got, right?
Yes, he was the first one. He was actually a really cool person. He was very polite. And I think that's when I'm trying to look for the name when he joined, but he did join. I think he joined a month before Zoe joined, I think. Sean Natho. Yeah. Around that time. This is when like Hernichi was in the chat. I'm looking for the ping. Oh, Yeah. Yeah, him, Wasabi, who else? Yeah, him and Wasabi were like the more active ones. There was also the time where Aesop joined. Okay, Lich Hex, that's when they joined.
So this is when you started
Yeah.
gaining most of your population.
Yeah. Basically, this was when stuff was starting to rise, like some of the familiar faces starting to rise. This was like early Aurlûnor, like the early phase when we started like having more people in there.
So surprisingly,
When I
this
was becoming
happened
less.
when you were basically with Ryzan.
Yeah, around that time. Yeah, that's when the stuff like that happened. That's when also the moon stuff started to happen
Oh
too.
God.
God damn. So, our involvement in the moon conflict, we were not at all happy about what happened. We were pissed. Oh shit. So I had an angry response in roleplay about destroying the moon. I said that Redfire Rex was the most inharmonious piece of shit ever. He was
Sheesh.
the murderer of Lynn, and we're going to destroy him completely, including his soul and all that. Yeah, it was pretty violent. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess that's
It,
what happens when you blow up the moon.
yep. Yep. But that's the when the moon incidents happened. Yeah, it was it was during the Union. Um, it was a it happened weirdly because it was like tough negotiation. I was like a little weary about it because I know that something bad was gonna happen, and I was not really. That's when stuff started getting complicated. So the union did form, but after the union was formed, there was a couple of problems. Firstly, at the time, there was this guy named
Oh,
Athos.
I remember
Oh,
Athos.
that pedophilic piece of shit. Ugh. Athos was very. It was a warmonger. I did not like that guy. He was just manipulative. He was just a very nasty person. He tried to power grab by proclaiming himself as the supreme commander of the dual monarchies military. And I tried to talk to Canadian Toss about making it more of like an equal union with like the military being a joint thing. He refused. And I started discovering that Canadian Toss was trying to get power for only Ryzan and tried to make Aurlûnor irrelevant.
Basically absorbing
And
you
basically,
and just giving Ryzan more land, basically.
basically, yeah. He wanted to eventually see Aurlûnor become like Ryzani or something like that. I decided, no, fuck you, Canadian Toss. And I decided, and then you came along. You noticed what was happening. You somehow knew, because somehow our brains were linked, and you were like, hey, Coffee, I've noticed that Aurlûnor is kind of fucked with Ryzan. So, oh god, that was a terrible impression. I'm never doing that again. I'm sorry.
No, I
Yeah.
totally sound like that. Coffee, I noticed that you're totally fucked with Ryzan.
Yeah, it was not going well. And you said that you guys are going to invade, but you guys didn't want to do it until the union was dissolved. And honestly, people thought that I was being pressured, but in reality, I wasn't. I was actually going to dissolve it anyways because Canadian Toss was being a power-hungry bastard. So I decided, yeah, you know what? Fuck you, Canadian Toss, and dissolved the Union. And Ryzan thought I was abandoning them like that. And so I was like, no, I let you guys become independent from Aurlûnor. You guys became your own nation for that day. And I just basically said, yeah, fuck you guys, you're on your own. You're independent. Aurlûnor is an independent state as well. You're not taking over this country over my fucking dead body.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to listen to me, and I don't have access to their government chats, while Canadian Toss does? Yeah,
I remember
screw
talking
you guys.
to you about that. You were very upset.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't allow me to see into the government chats. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? What kind of dual monarchy does that? But yeah,
that wasn't a dual monarchy, and I think you figured that out.
Yeah. And funnily enough, we actually had some plans though for the monarchy. We were gonna make Oreska the capital of the dual monarchy as like a neutral zone for like a neutral capital for the empire. Yeah, Oreska was going to become the capital of the empire because it was in the center of the empire, and Lumar and Tossograd were just going to be like the historical cultural capitals, while the administrative capital would be in Oreska, and that's where the Tsar and Tsarina would be meeting at. And the Duma, well, we didn't actually had like a name for the parliament yet. But the Imperial Parliament was going to be there too in Oreska. We're going to change Oreska into like a mixture between Aurlûnor and Ryzani culture. But yeah, that didn't happen. It was proposed, but it just didn't happen. Thunderfan declared independence from Ryzan. Reals also declared independence from the empire. And after all dissolved, Ryzan was invaded by Bardonia. We didn't help them because why the fuck would we help them?
I mean, part of the reason we even invaded was because of what they did to you. And you basically just sat back and said, fucking give them what they deserve.
Yeah. Because I saw what the Burger 3 was saying about me.
And, I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but the Ryzani were harassing Bardonia citizens every day. Every day, the Bardonia would get shit from Ryzan. And then that's when I said, fuck it. And I just came back from my first ban. That was during the first Empire. I just came back from my ban. And I was like, are you seriously talking shit? And I'm like, we're gonna invade you. And then they're like, haha, you're not gonna invade us. And then I literally declared war, like right then. I just declared war when Canadian said that.
Yeah. Canadian was pretty smug, and I didn't really like him for that. That was just a low blow for him. That was like, yeah, you know what? That was
the first time that we invaded. That was the first time.
It was the first time I ever supported Bardoni in anything. And, yeah, because Athos compromised the Union, Canadian Toss was trying to power grab, Burger 3 was talking shit behind my back.
Funny? See? Like, people don't know the reason why Bardoni originally invaded Ryzan. It's because Ryzan was being led at that point pretty much by Athos. And he encouraged a crazy amount of toxicity. And we were telling them to chill out, that if they didn't stop talking shit, they were going to get hit. And, you know, that's part of the reason I actually went to you. It wasn't like a psychic thing. I went to you because I was planning to slap their shit. And I didn't want you to get, like, in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But there was also... But at that time, too, because Takamakin... Oh, yeah, you did. You definitely did.
Yeah, so, and then that's when, we didn't even have a battle the first time. Canadian just rolled over. Canadian was like, yeah, I'm not going to deal with this. You could have Ryzan. Yeah. And then we took Ryzan.
Sold out. He sold out. I think it's because, well, he knew that I He should have not done what he did. I think he was guilty. I think he was guilty, and it's like, you know what? Yeah,
there was
I
too
fucked
much
up.
plotting
I should have not.
behind the scenes that Canadian was doing. He fucked himself over.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, yeah. There was also the. Oh yeah, I did skip over the partition of Takamakan, but that's not important. But yeah, we did gain more land after the empire dissolved because I did demanded Canadian Toss compensation for what he did. Basically, we demanded 50,000 and
wasn't
half of his
that
land.
The divorce money? I guess you were divorcing him.
Basically, yeah. It's like, hey, remember the time when Enfys says you're going to give half of land if I decide to divorce you? And if you decide to divorce me, I give you half of my land? Well, here's the proposal. Well done. So, yeah, he fucked himself over in that time. It's like, yeah, you fucked up. Congratulations. And he gave us Deutzan and a large chunk of the part that they had from Takamakan. And that became Aurlûnor territory since. Not Deutzan. Deutzan was eventually given back the first time. That was the first Deutzani occupation by Aurlûnor. After that, there was just animosity after that fallout. The fallout was more deadlier than what happened after the divorce. And not like that the divorce. It just had a lot of fallout between us and Ryzan. But yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, Ryzan didn't stay with Bardonia for too long that time, because I kept them integrated for a while, and at first they were like, let us go, and I was like, no. Then they're like, fuck you, let us go. And I'm like, no, if you keep asking, I'm gonna keep you for a long fucking time. And then they kind of shut up, and then they started complaining again, and I was like, you want me to let you go? Shut up. And then I didn't hear anything from them for a while. And I was like, okay, you guys have been quiet. I'll let you guys go. If you start talking shit, I'm coming back.
Oh. That didn't age well. That aged terribly.
Yeah, no. I said that. I said that if you guys keep talking shit about Bardonia, that I was going to come back and get him again.
But yeah, after the dissolution, Northrend became independent. We lost Balreska and the prison colony of Augsburg, which would become Hyjul later on, and we gave it back to Ryzan. And that was the end of the dual monarchy, but that's not the beginning of the drama, animosity, fallout after that one. But I'll get to that later. For now, we have interrupt this program with the third Barbarian Rally.
All right, who we got on the table now?
Froggy Town.
Foggy or Froggy? Froggy, like
Froggy Town,
like a frog.
Yeah, Froggy Town. It was lived by Glitchy Paladin and Pepsi Soda, but .mp4. The third Barbarian Rally was a joke. It wasn't actually as big as like the other Barbarian rallies. The second one wasn't actually in funnily enough, the second one was actually in Aurlûnor. It was actually in Andor.
Really?
Because we discovered that North Sangria was actually squatting in Andor.
So the third Barbarian Rally was actually not even in Aurlûnor, but in Andor?
Yeah, this was during the Empire.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was Ryzan. Ryzan destroyed most of them. That wasn't really much of a big deal. But like the survivors of the second rally did settle in Foggy Town. And they wanted to establish relations, and I was like, no. And they said they were anarchists, and I was like, what? No, get the fuck out.
So you're telling me they're like, hey, let us settle here, and you're like, no, and they're like, but we're anarchists. No.
It was led by Glitchy Paladin, Pepsi.mp4, the Iron Wolf. Yaki was in there for some reason. Super Mango 552, Texar, Halterman, and Bean Poppy. They were in the western border They were on the northern area of where Farnoy. At that time, Farnoy did join Aurlûnor because he just decided, and he just decided to just surrender the land to us because he just got bored with the server or something like that. I let him stay governor though, so he stayed for a while. But yeah, it was like basically north of the area. The third Barbarian Rally was a mess. For their side, they had they literally, they did not put up a fight. It was only Pepsi.mp4 that showed up, and
poor Pepsi.
They had TNT. They had TNT inside their house. It was rigged. Their entire house was rigged with lava.
Wait a minute. Were they gonna blow up their own town?
Yeah. That's why there was a lot of scars over there when like the later people came. It was like
it was a giant crater for you guys to rush in so that way they could blow up the town.
Yeah.
Did they do it?
They destroyed only their house. Pepsi.mp4 started hiding down deep in the caves.
Oh, okay, so it was just one house. That's not fun. If they blew the whole fucking thing up, like if they had traces of TNT in the ground, just like layered under the whole city, and right as all of you guys ran in, like they just sit there and they just flick the lever, and then it's just like slow motion. That would have been so badass. That could have been so good.
Yeah, I think Yaki was there at the time because Yaki, even though he was in the town, he wasn't actually like with the squatters. You're gonna have to ask Yaki about that, but I don't know. I mean, I think Yaki has I don't think Yaki remembers, but they were there. I remember in voice chat or something like that. But they did, yeah. Pepsi.mp4 just disappeared and went to Nile Thorns, settled over way east. And I found their new base, and it got burnt down later on. But yeah.
So this is in March that all of this is happening?
March, yes.
I'm glad that you keep track of the dates, because I didn't. It's a blur to me. But to be honest, I was kind of having this psychotic breakdown during after I became the Chancellor the whole time. I was kind of spazzing out.
The next part is the debut of my Chancellor, which is in here right now. Chancellor Uni, I would like you to introduce you to my Chancellor, Chancellor Zoe, aka Chancellor Mal Matley of the Aurlûnor Volant. If you want to unmute and have them introduce
I'm looking for
their involvement.
For the name.
Paleo Zoe.
There they are.
And recall their beginnings and stuff like that. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
All right, looks like you got the stage.
Looks like I'm on the spot while Coffee takes a piss. Yeah.
Welcome, Chancellor. I'm the Chancellor.
Thank you, Chancellor. I'm the Chancellor as well.
We're all the Chancellor here.
I'm the Chancellor, you're the Chancellor, he's the Chancellor. How many other Chancellors do I need to fucking know?
Trust me, there's a lot more Chancellors in this chat than you think. Oh, please don't say that. No. Alright, so, while Coffee's taking a piss, why don't you give me your kind of rundown about when you started?
So, I joined at the end of March. Basically, what happened was that I actually just joined through the Discord, where I was like, what's a cool Chinese kind of civilization? Because I don't know, I guess I was on this kind of Orientalist bullshit back then. So I'm just they just mentioned Aurlûnor. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. So I did all my reading. I binge read basically everything that Coffee had written on the wiki. A lot of it while I was on lunch break at work, because I was working at the time, and I would just...
A quick question. What's your in-game name?
Granabam.
How do you spell that? Would you be able to type it out in the notebook?
Yeah.
Trying again.
That one.
Gran.
So
How do you pronounce that?
yeah.
Granabam? Granabom?
Yeah. So from that's where coffee started calling me banana because nobody knew how to pronounce it. So they just kind of defaulted to the closest actual word.
Banana.
Yeah.
I mean, makes sense. Checks out.
Yeah. Later on, eventually, because I had brought up the scientific name of the pig, because I'd been like, I eventually started doing like a bunch of like animal lore. Coffee just started calling me sus instead, because if you didn't know, like pigs, it's the genus sus. So you have like sus scrofa. I'm doing like a bunch of animal writing on the wiki right now. So there's a bunch of
Yeah.
others. Like there's like sus
So
baconiensis.
I've never really been into scientific animal names. Not gonna lie here, but I'm sure that you're 100% correct.
It is kind of a niche lore thing, but I just kind of went all out with it. So really what happened, so back to me joining. So my idea was that I was going to join. This is, of course, you joined, and this was just after, like, Rex had published his, like, the video about the coup.
Yes, the Red Fire X video.
Yeah. So obviously everybody like gets in and thinks like, oh yeah, like sure, I could like totally take power for myself. But I was probably not going to be as stupid as most people because, we've had our occurrences where people would join and 3 days later be like, oh, I'm a cooing. No, like if I wanted to gain power, I was going to like sit around for a while and learn like how things worked. But the longer I played, the more I just kind of liked the Aurlûnor community, and the more I had really gained Coffee's favor. So I was just like, no, I'm not gonna be an asshole about it. I'm just gonna play like by the rules, and sure enough, I became Chancellor a few months later. So paid off for me. So what happened was during sometime around the same time as the third Barbarian Rally. The one town that I was in, Helamar at the time, because it was founded by Link, who was in Takumakin. And there was the Treaty of Smogonik, which transferred it, or was it the treaty or the partition that transferred Socalis to Aurlûnor? I
don't
do not know,
either.
and it looks.
Coffee might.
What?
Hey, Coffee.
Sorry, have a chair.
Hey.
I think the Chancellor had a question for you.
Oh, what's up, Chancellor?
Yeah, when was Socalis transferred to Aurlûnor and it became Helmar, and then later Helmar?
This was, I think that was happened during the third Barbarian Rally?
Yeah, I think it did, because...
No, wait.
Because it was, well, no, this wasn't the Great Fire.
This was before the Great Fire. This was the final days of the Takumakan Empire.
Yeah.
I think this was like when Takumakan was just like a rump state. That's when like Cool Man was thinking that the place was still there, and we got into a little thing to it. But then after we talked it out, I took a screenshot with me and him, put an announcement saying that the transfer is complete, and the time Helamar became part of Socalis became a part of Aurlûnor. I named it Helamar, and there was a cathedral there. There was a lot of crappy.
There was a nice
buildings.
cathedral, but like most of the other buildings sucked.
Yeah.
So what happened was like apparently like griefers or something had like partially burned down the city because when I arrived. So I was like, I'm not gonna settle in like the capital. I might as well populate one of the smaller cities because, like, I don't know, why not? So when I get there, and the place is half burned down, so I'm like, you know what? This is definitely like my first chance to gain some fucking clout. here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like settle here and start tearing down some of these old buildings and rebuild them so that they look better and so that they blend more with like the architectural style of the capital. So like that like elven Chinese-ish style. So I built a couple buildings. I redid a couple roofs. It was significantly better than what it used to be. Some of the first buildings that I built, though, they still look kind of ass. They're kind of blocky. I won't lie.
Well, let me tell you.
I kind of want to turn them down again.
That anything you built is better than anything I built. I could promise you that.
Yeah.
There was like
yeah. So I ended up building a few buildings. Technically, Helmar was not even its own town claim yet. What Coffee did was extend the Lumar claim across the fucking bay, and like had claimed a bunch of the buildings. So we had to unclaim those chunks, and then I had to make a claim, and there was that. So there was me, and then there was this other guy, Zach's. Is he in here? No, probably not. It's fucking like way early in the morning where he lives because he's in like England. So
nah, it's night. He's
like, probably asleep unless he's insane like me.
Well, I mean, he is.
He and I were like the two people in Helmar, so we just kind of like built like our little like mining town. We weren't intending it to be anything like super fancy, super crazy. Just like a shitty little like backwater fishing village that had a coal mine. And honestly, yeah. It's oh yeah, and the old square. I remember that. I kind of miss it. I like the new one better though. Oh yeah, that's what it used to look like. It was so cute back when it had the cobble walls. It's Blackstone now. And they have like little holes. So this is about April or probably early May-ish. Oh well, April. Oh, that was the ferryman.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, for the drawing, those aren't pants. That's it's a dress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, the Ferryman Wars. Oh boy.
Well, let me go ahead and turn this.
You and I. Hey. Yeah, you and I were there. I was there too. We both remember the Ferryman Wars. I think honestly, I can. Well, I don't know if you want to say from your point of perspective first, and then I can say from my point of perspective, from the Aurlûnor side.
I'd rather hear your perspective. I've stated my perspective of the Ferryman War so much that it's kind of dull.
Okay, so the Aurlûnor point of perspective. The ferryman basically threatened to destroy Aurlûnor because the person who led it, Mazuri, and some other people actually knew me from another server called Recrafted. And they were fairly toxic towards me, and they did not like me that much. We had some beef back in 2018 or 17. Like around, 2018. We had some beef back then, and they haven't forgotten about that. Basically, they wanted to basically make my life a living hell, so I was like, oh, hell no, and I decided to have Aurlûnor join the giant coalition in the Ferryman War. So, when we were preparing for battle, I was talking to, like, Hub and stuff like that. I don't think I was talking to them, but I was, like, in the same chat. I was preparing myself, and I was trying to ask, like, some questions and all that, and, well, they was already been answered, but I had I think I had Prot 4 on me, and my other Aurlûnor people didn't really have much on them. Some of them were dressed in iron, and it was just not really organized because, well, it was just too big. It was a lot of people in the chat, and it was just so when the battle began, I tried to be careful and try to stick near you and Hub. I tried not running off, and then I was following you, and I got cornered somehow. I don't know how. You just turned direction. No, it was you or Hub that you guys turned direction, and I didn't notice. You guys were you just rapidly turned direction. I didn't even notice you guys out on the mini map because there was a lot of people and shit. And then I got cornered. I was shouting for help. Like I was trying to give I was doing the same commands what you guys instructions, like going Coffee Goodbus needs help or something like that. And I was like trying to desperately do it. Yaki tried to save me, but unfortunately I died and lost everything. And yeah,
I mean,
it was not a very fun experience.
You already know like what that actually was, like the goal of what that war was supposed to do. But I mean, that's part of the reason why it was so disorganized, is because it wasn't supposed to be organized.
We just wanted those guys off the server.
And the best way to do it is to make the whole community pissed at them. Because, flashback, remember when I talked about the Bardoni World Conquest and how we got bullied for doing it? I came up with a little plan.
But, unlike the Bardonian conflict, these guys got carpet banned. It was the first carpet ban of the server. And I was happy when I heard that they left, because good God.
I'm not gonna lie, I look back at it and I feel bad though. Like, there are some players that, they weren't as bad as their friends. Like, they were actually, and I know that some of them actually did get unbanned because they weren't bad.
Yeah. But there was some like ADSI and stuff like that were extremely toxic, and one of their members decided it was a good idea to have to ping me over how many times? Like 18 times in the Stoneworks main Discord, saying, Scrope, Seath, and Mauled Coffee, we will harass you on every single server that you're on, wherever we are.
Jesus Christ, that's fucked up.
And I was just like, I woke up and I saw that, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Remember, kids,
why am I being pinged?
Harassment's not good. If you witness somebody being harassed, try to stick up for them. If we have a lot more love in the world, there'll be a lot less hate, and a lot less hate means a lot less toxicity. And maybe, just maybe, the Chancellor won't have to burn Rathnir to the ground to get rid of toxicity. Just maybe.
Just maybe I won't become like the Chancellor and become the Empress. I won't do that again.
When am I gonna have my arc? I don't know. I'm the Chancellor too.
You want to be the Chancellor? We can talk after the view.
We are training you. You're being trained. You will become Uni's replacement, except you'll just be the Chancellor with tits. But that's okay.
I've always wanted tits.
That's egg behavior right there.
Definitely.
6 months.
Yeah.
6 months. 3 and your pronouns are gonna start changing.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. That's what
I'm
happens
gonna
when
meet
you
myself
stick around.
again.
Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, Fairman Wars. That's when in RP. That's when I had my stress break from the server. And Serial, after she died, that was the first moment where she was supposedly dead. She threw up, and then she just vanished for like a couple of weeks. And she came back with a strange purple mark on her face. This begins the what I like to call the purple mark era of Serial. Because this is when she had like that distinguishing looking scar thing on her face. That's not actually a scar. That's her blood.
Oh.
That's that's her skin, actually. That's her skin. Because primordial, supposedly in mythology, primordial Luren are purple with blue blood. So it's like, yeah. Because they're supposed to be like star beings of stars and dragons. But yeah. That's the purple mark era. So we go into the colonial era of Aurlûnor.
All right, before we switch over to the colonial era, I'm gonna go ahead and slap down a prize wheel. Yeah.
Let's go.
Somebody's going to walk away with a prize. Let me pull up the prize wheel here.
Gonna play some Wheel of Fortune music.
No, that's copyrighted. All right.
This is sad.
Okay, so get your typing fingers ready because I'm about to ask a question, and whoever gets it right is gonna get to spin the prize wheel. Actually, you know what? It's a little bit calmer today, and I feel like we can do this. How about instead we play some good old Hangman?
I'm a fan of Hanging
Yeah,
Man.
we'll play some Hangman, and whoever how do I want to do this? How do I want? I don't think there's a way to do prizes with Hangman. I don't think I thought this through. I don't think I can afford that many Steam cards.
I mean, you're running on a budget, so.
What if we did what's that other one where the girl walks around and like slaps the letters?
That's Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, let's do Wheel of Fortune. Wait, that's
definitely. That's not even getting you a juicy copyright
doesn't
strike.
the song go like
from Pat Sage?
all right. So I'm gonna do my own.
No,
form.
Wheel of Fortune.
I'm gonna do
cool. I used to watch that with my grandma when I was like a kid, and like I learned to read.
I'm gonna do my own form of Wheel of Fortune music. It's gonna be. I don't know. Wait, no, that's the
Sounds
John
like,
Cena theme.
yeah, that's John Cena.
Shit. God, the copyright's gonna get me on this one. I've avoided it all the time. I knew I shouldn't have played the hamster dance at the beginning of the view.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do, there's gonna be 3 people that are gonna come up, okay? And we're gonna play.
现在我有冰淇淋。
There's gonna be.
我很喜欢吃冰淇淋。Sorry.
Okay, there's gonna be 3 people to come up. I'm gonna ask 3 questions, and whoever answers the 3 questions correctly and the fastest are going to be the ones who are going to be able to participate in my makeshift Wheel of Fortune. All right, you guys have your typing fingers ready? All right. So the first question is, how do you spell Aurlûnor? Wait, who is that? All right, so Howard's the.
Corey's right.
Corey's
right.
Yeah. There's
Corey's
the little
right.
thing. There's the little thing. You gotta have the little thing. Yeah. At first I thought it was Howard, but then I remembered that it's the little thing. I didn't even know the answer to that one. Yeah, no, Corey's right. So.
Actual footage of Howard dissolving.
So Corey's got the first one. There's still 2 more seats available. Okay, there's 2 more seats available. All right. So the second question. What's the Chancellor's favorite food? I think Coop got it.
Oh, wait, I think Apworth got it. He said,
What did he say?
Apworth said beef Wellington.
No, that's more of a Bardonia food. The Chancellor's favorite food are these quesadillas.
Oh.
So
yeah,
you could
it's
either
definitely
say
Coop.
it's either Coop or Howard because Coop
Coop.
spelled it wrong.
It's Coop. But he spelled it wrong, yeah.
He spelled it wrong. Fuck, but Howard, like, you know what? I'm gonna be nice.
Give it Coop.
The thing is though, Coop did win the last one.
Oh yeah, give it to Howard.
They're screaming no.
Give it to Howard.
All right, Coop.
I'm sorry,
Coop. Nah, Coop, you get the second seat. You get the second seat. Okay, chill, Coop. Chill. All right, Howard.
It's okay.
You still this last one, okay? There's still this last one. Okay, and the thing is that shit. How about Coffee? You want to ask a question? Just
Sure.
a random piece of trivia that most people will know. Doesn't have to be about the maybe just some Rathnear trivia. Preferably something like public and not like nation related.
I want to ask a trick question, but I don't want to ask that one.
I could ask a really obscure lore question because I'm the only one who fucking.
I want to make it so stupid. Okay. What is Entropy's favorite color?
I don't even know this. What is it?
It's definitely red.
Wait, is it?
I just asked Carp that, but I'm very sure it's actually.
Wait. Okay, so you don't even know the favorite color. Coffee! The whole point of asking the question is knowing the answer!
Okay. Yeah, red. We'll go with red.
Why are we going with red? We have no proof that it's red!
I clearly have many years of experience.
Oh my...
I mean, it's obvious it's red because look at Athas.
I mean, look.
There you go.
He's trying so hard to reach 5'6".
That's how you get banned.
He's trying so hard to reach 5'6".
Okay, we'll go with an easier question.
5'6", guys.
What is Athas's height? That's an easier question. Oh my god.
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm a sadistic motherfucker.
These answers are so good. How can he be negative?
You know what? Mantis? I'm gonna give it to 11.
11?
5-4 is perfect. 11, you're getting the seat. I'm giving it to 11. I'm sorry.
Is there a previous answer to 5-4? You have to look back in the chat and make sure that someone can say Warren. Warren said 5-4.
Corey.
Warren.
Oh, Warren. Yeah, okay.
Warren.
Warren, come here. You're unfamiliar.
Look here. I'm fair. You know, I look back and I make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Get out of here. Get out of here, 11. You're slow.
Don't argue with staff decisions are final.
All right, so we got the 3 seats. We have what is it? Corey, Coop, and Warren.
All
right, so Corey.
Oh, so lucky there wasn't a third K because.
Stop! Coffee, no. All right, so I'm gonna go. So I've been playing a lot of Wordle. You know, I like my Wordle, so I'm gonna go ahead and it's going to be this is gonna be a location. Hold on, let me write this out. This is gonna be a location in Rathnear. Location in Rathnear. So I need.
Is it 5 letters? Like Wordle?
No, it's not.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, hey, look, my brother ordered pizza with my account.
Siblings, am I right? Oh, man.
Alright. So this is a location in Rathnir. So the way we're gonna play this is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a turn order. We're gonna do it by seat. So it's going to go Corey, Coop, then Warren. Now, the way you play it, if you try to guess the phrase and you get it wrong, you're out. You lose your seat. You're kicked out. You don't get to spin the wheel. All right, but
Yeah.
on each of your turns, you can guess a letter, and if the letter is on here, I'll write it in one of the blanks. Now, the thing is you got to be careful what letters you guess, because you have to think strategic about this, because the person after you, they could get it. So the less letters that you get for the next person, it's actually kind of like you're avoiding the right letters. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to be
Sounds
strategic
simple,
about
though.
it, if you guys want to be dumbasses and just guess the right letters for the next person, you can go for it.
Easy.
I mean, okay. So first we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with Corey. Corey, go ahead and guess a letter. N?
N.
No N's.
Eh.
All right. Coop.
E.
Is
You said
that E, Coop, or are you just okay? E.
You're saying E.
There is one E. Thank you for the sound effect. All right.
You should get like a cropped out
The board
thing of like my no not even like the board, like
Yeah.
the board too, but you can get like
Yeah, no, I already.
Chancellor Mao
That's
and
the
like
best
have
shot.
her like
Yeah,
walk
no,
around.
that'd be hilarious.
Touch the letters.
That'd be hilarious. All right, that'd be Warren.
Fuck.
Y. Yeah, no Y. All right, and that's gonna go back over to. Fuck, I'm bad at this. Corey. R. There was one R.
Boom.
All right, Coop. C.
C.
There is one C.
Boom. I keep changing the effects.
All right, Warren.
L.
No L's.
Eh.
All right. We're gonna go back to Corey.
The hangman is getting hangier. Corey?
O. No
Oh.
O's.
Eh.
Nilo.
T. No T's.
Eh.
Uh,
What's the conditions of loss?
there is one B.
B.
Make the sound coffee. All right.
Hey, I made that.
That's going.
The dragon. I drew
Oh, that's
that.
a nice drawing. Hold on, let me
Oh,
grab
okay.
this drawing really quick. We're gonna end the game
It's
for
cute.
this nice drawing of a dragon. Look at this. It's nice. All right.
That's what I imagine it sounded
All right. So, who was the last one? It was Warren. So that goes back to Corey. D.
D.
There is one D.
That's what
By
she
the way,
said.
if you know what it is, you can guess it. That's how you win.
I would like to solve the puzzle.
All right.
You have to say it like it was in Wheel and Fortune, though. You have to say, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
So that was Corey, so it's going to Coop. Shut up, 11. You're not in the game. There's no S, Coop. Alright, over to Warren. There is one M. Alright, we're going back over to Corey.
Shit, it's the Tiananmen Square copy pasta.
Oh,
Corey?
no. Not this one.
You? Alright, Coop.
You have to say,
There's...
hey, I like to solve the puzzle. Come. Is this like the cum version of Lumbridge from RuneScape?
No, it's like Cambridge in England.
Cumbridge.
Yeah.
Hey, RuneScape's in Cambridge.
Coop, you could have solved it!
I would like to solve the puzzle.
That's 1G.
Cumbridge.
You screwed it up. Warren, it's your turn. Warren, what?
What? Warren.
Okay, wait, no, hold on, Warren. Warren. Warren.
Corey said they'd like to solve
I know,
the
but
puzzle.
it's Warren's turn.
Warren doesn't
Warren
know.
has no idea.
Warren,
skipping.
Warren is too innocent
Warren,
for
you
this
have
world.
to say a letter, or you have to try to solve the puzzle. Yes, you got it. Ding, ding, ding,
I forgot they changed it.
ding.
Cumbridge.
It's the Ryzan Cumbridge.
Oh my god. I call it the poop bridge because it looks like a poop bridge.
I can't.
You've managed to make the chance to die of laughter.
Alright, so Warren, you won, which means I get to spin the wheel, and I'll tell
Remember to clap for luck.
tell you what you get. Keep your fingers crossed for that $20 Steam gift card. That's my dinner tonight, by the way.
Oh well. Who cares about eating,
Exactly.
right?
All right, let's go ahead and spin it. And we got. Looks like you got a Discord Classic. That's the cheap $5 Discords. So I will make sure to go ahead and get that to you after the view. And you can claim
Congratulations,
that
Warren.
yourself or give it to a friend. It's up to you what you do with it. I can't believe Coop. Coop, how did you not? How? Coop. Literally, the whole chat was spamming it.
And Warren was like, huh? Huh? What?
Oh, you thought it wasn't right because they were spamming it? God. All right.
I'm looking at Corey's profile picture and I'm trying to think, do I still have that original image?
So I think that's probably one of the most fun that I've done on the View yet. I think I'm gonna bring that back next time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was hilarious.
Most definitely.
I gotta say though, Warren was really playing it right. Warren was playing strategically.
There it is. Thank you. Uni, put this shit up.
That picture.
On the for the.
Apparently, I need to put this shit up. I don't know why. I don't know what it means. Oh, good.
Corey is one of Coffee's many dragon husbands.
Oh, we'll get to that later.
All right. So, colonial era, I believe you said?
Yes, this is the era that Zoe labeled it. Because she's also a histographer too of the Volant. But yeah. This was basically the time when we so it started off with Eldham, the opening of Eldham. Eldham was this God damn it. Corey. But yeah, the beginning of Eldham, when it was all opening, we were invited to the New Jurassic conference on May 27th. Mm-hmm. This was like after the Ferryman War and shit. Yeah, this
is I think Mobius hosted that, right?
No, I think it was Mobius or it was Krezi. I think it was Krezi, yeah. Krezi we were invited. We were one of the 10 major states alongside Ryzan, Viadoxa, Uldarash, Yumu Aldol, and Escharia and some others. I forgot. I think Platigea was there too. But yeah, basically it was 10 major states of Rathnia. I was surprised we were actually called a major state at that time, because we did actually grow after like Banana joined us. So once we gained her, we gained some more people.
There it is. I told you, Banana.
Yeah, this is when we gained some more people. I don't know who else joined it after Banana did. Do you remember, Zoe?
I think we got Alfie. We did a lot of building for us.
Alfie did join us at that time too.
Shout out to Alfie.
Yeah, he was wonderful.
He's a real one.
Yeah, he joined us and helped rebuild Lumar in some areas, and this was also the time where I was rebuilding Lumar. Basically around that time, it was me, Zoe, Andreas Schwartz. I think Green Toss was there too.
Green Toss was kind of everywhere.
Don't remember. Yeah, they were, but there was still not that many people around here. Khan joined too, interestingly.
I think Khan was there like before me though. I remember joining and Khan was already there, and
I think
Mayrin was already there.
Yeah. Khan was there. Jal was there. You got Lichex. There was refugees from Takamaka and were Thinkerets and some other people. Not Thinker. This was a different guy. Mm-hmm. He had a thunk emoji skin. And Link Pasa also joined us too, interestingly. Here's his face again. But yeah, basically all that stuff. They joined after that, Eldham was in the works. It was called New Rathnier before. So we had discussion of what we were going to claim.
It was Rathnier New.
Oh yeah, Rathnier New.
I still remember. Everyone was calling it Rathnir New even after they gave it the name.
I think it's because of the.
It was the
name
like
map. The map.
because like if you had
You would
bypass,
type in
you would
Rathnir
like
New.
type /server Rathnir New.
Yeah. But yeah, we basically we were debate. The small imperial court at the time was like debating on if we should have a colony there, and I decided sure, but a small trading port would be nice. We were actually going to decide to like colonize a lot more, but that backfired on us. So Isolationism would be founded on the 6th of June, and it would be, and almost immediately, these guys called Jabal demanded that we become their subjects. Not even a few days after.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were toxic. Very toxic.
So true, Howard. So true, the invasion of Colony.
Yeah, we that's when Eltham was extremely toxic and called everyone collies and shit like that. That was the point where we were like, yeah, Eltham is not really a nice place. It was pretty hostile. But that's on June 10th for like 2 weeks. That's when we had. But yeah, like in June is like when I was like the least active because I was on vacation for 2 weeks up in Northern California, so I didn't have a chance to really manage the country. But we did have a person called Cell that joined us from Yurki. God damn, she was a wonderful person. Cell was this really, really nice person. She was a very polite person. She managed our nation for like 2 weeks during the Regency, and she did a really good job. A lot of people liked her.
Cell.
Yeah, a lot of people liked her. She was a very cool person.
I think it's funny because that was when I became chancellor as well.
Yeah,
it's funny. Coffee left and then left the entire country in the hands of like 2 nerdy trans chicks from Florida.
All right, so we're throwing around the chancellor so much. I mean, I gotta ask you, but can you say the "I'm the chancellor, baby"?
Well, of course, I'm the chancellor, baby.
Hey, Banana said the thing.
Yes. Yeah, that's when I promoted her to chancellor. Yeah, that's also when this other person named Maruchan with the X, Maruchan has X in the name. Maru joined us too. They were from Platetea. They built Tinsaigo. I can't even spell it correctly. It's a Tibetan. It's a Himalayan style city that's still there and has been used by Platetea multiple times as a capital. Yeah, they had very unique world building shit, and they decided to join us for like a bit, but they were still ruling that area at that time because they liked our idea. They thought we were unique from the other Romano-Germanic nations in Rathnir and stuff. And yeah, I was not there for 2 weeks, so I didn't really have much to really do because I couldn't really do anything. But after that is when the 4th Barbarian Rally happened. What's technically not really a Barbarian Rally, it was more of like a savage extermination campaign in Eltham, because at the time we called
the 4th Barbarian Rally was actually held in Eldom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was actually the only one that was resolved peacefully. Surprisingly, I don't think we ended up having to kill anybody. I don't remember.
Actually, yes.
Oh, we did?
I killed like 2 of their members. Like I approached them with like diamond armor.
I guess we're gonna have to change the wiki.
May the hells bless you, Coffee. May the hells bless you.
I approached them and and I was like raiding them. I had my sword out. It actually had Smite 5, and it was a bad sword. But as soon as they saw there was like 4 guys there, guess what they did? They split and run. They didn't even try to engage me. They just ran. Their leader ran. I killed one of their guys, but their leader split. The other guy just hid in his house. They were pissed.
That reminds me of Jane the Bane. Whenever I'd run into Carve, Jane the Bane would lock herself inside of her house. That's because I was trying to kill her. But that just reminded that just reminded me of that situation.
Yeah.
Corey says Jane would do that in all caps.
Yeah, it's like they just ran away. There was 4 of them too. They could have just ganged up on me. They were all clad in iron, like unenchanted iron. I had unenchanted diamond. Like only one of my pieces was enchanted.
Yeah, they could have just turned.
I mean, it wasn't even good.
You, but they just ran and you killed them.
Nope. I killed one of them, but the other one just ran far down the river. He like sailed away. He was gone. That was their leader, and the other 2 just held up in their house and refused to come out. So yeah. That was funny.
And I guess, how did that get resolved peacefully?
Nori, who became a minister, yeah, she was another person that also joined us. You know who Chaos Creeper is, right? Kaone, Haru, the cat maid.
Yeah.
Remember that person?
I remember.
Yeah. When she destroyed Baconia in the election.
I remember that. All I heard was that a cat maid won the Baconian elections.
And he just completely fucking destroyed it. Oh, and then Nori decided. I actually don't know the exact detail why Nori joined us. I think Nori can explain it better, but she doesn't have a microphone.
Feels bad.
But she said she was a Kaone of Heli, Haru of New Rock and Baconia, and Nori of Aurlûnor. Yeah. Nori, you want to explain how you want to type up how this all happened or something like that? With the murder stuff?
I like murder.
Haru, do meow out, one or one, but you'll make sure Baconian is clean. That is literally what Haru said. That's
alright, so I'm just gonna say I'm probably gonna clip that. Coffee. I'm probably gonna clip that from the recording and just post the video. Just post the video of just that.
That was painful to read.
I can tell you're kind of struggling.
She doesn't see it that way. Yeah, but yeah, Nori basically was this person who was going around. Then she joined us, and she became a minister eventually. Surprisingly, even though she was a cat girl again. But this was probably this is like the longest she's been in a nation. But she did suggest that the Atlachians resettled in New Baconia, aka New Bacon Land. So yeah, she basically fucked over the Baconians again. This time indirectly. And she would help reconstruct the Atlachian squatter settlement. And they're just gone.
So Nori's saying, Haru was murdered when I got bored. I was thinking of making a Dune Elf long before that, however. But I rushed Nori because I still wanted to do stuff with Nekojin. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah. Nekojin.
Originally, I wanted to make them like a sea version of a Cossack. Cossack?
Cossack.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, basically, That's
All I
the fourth
remember
Barbarian.
with Baconia, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't do much with Baconia until that thing happened with Hoytka, where I was trying to take Baconia. Baconia got scared and went to Hoytka and was like, "Let me sell myself to you." And then Hoytka was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "Hey, hey, I'll buy Baconia from you." And he was like, "Okay." I still remember that happening. That was so funny.
Yeah, Bacon was a very eccentric character. Very
Bacon
eccentric
was
person.
very upset after that happened, though.
Oh, he. I've heard he mauled a lot. He was a big time maulder.
Yeah, no,
But
he
yeah,
spent a lot of time in the Bardonia chat molding.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, we're back to Ryzan. Ryzan and Aurlûnor severed their alliance again. So Aurlûnor and Ryzan actually did ally again. I think this is like before Bardoni attacked again. But this time it was over. I think it was something else that happened. Okay, so remember the Aurlûnor Ryzani Empire from earlier, right? So after the Aurlûnor Villan split from the Empire, from Ryzan, we basically hold on. The Ryzanis, when they became independent, they once again formed a republic, and their new leader, Mystic Warrior, claimed that it was "quote unquote" the Queen's responsibility, was the Queen's fault that the Empire was destroyed in his speech, and he said that I basically destroyed Ryzan, and Josbar he reinforced it, and he wanted to reclaim back lost lands and wanted to invade Aurlûnor. This has led the Aurlûnor and Ryzan's relations to be at their lowest points in ever. Basically, before the Ryzani elections, Athos and Ypres would talk, and we would resolve the crisis. And that's how the East was returned like that. So for sure, they also dropped claims on the piece of the Takamatsu partition, which they never came back for. Dank fuck. And they also issued a formal apology of all accusations, and they would try to normalize relations. But during the Arium Alliance, we broke our alliance. We did form the alliance, but we broke it on June 2nd. And then after Ryzan fell under attack by Bardonia, Hoytka, who also entered in defense. It was the first time we allied with Hoytka since the Moon Crisis. Nydia and Ryzan, I think there were. I think I recall you said. I think they were annexed again.
Ryzan. So Ryzan was taken again because, I told them the first time I told them the agreement was that I'd let them go if they stopped being toxic, and they said that they're like, "Hey, we're good, just let us go, we're good." And then next thing I know, they're shit talking Bardonia again, and then that's when I was like, "Okay, yeah, no, fuck this." And that's when I went in as the prophet.
Yeah,
and that's how the West March War happened.
Yep. And then there was this person named Larry that tried to lead a coup against me, and that failed miserably. I killed Larry, and they were expelled. And Larry was killed on June 30th. Yeah, Larry was not smart. She planned way too quickly, and was the only person to try to coup me, but had no supports. Believe me, this was the second time this has happened to me. At that time, first time was by psychology PvP and Ion HC, but they were just assholes. They didn't know how to. They were just PvP brains.
Yep.
They're gone now. July 2nd, that's when I met Shadow, and yeah, married.
Shadow's such a pal.
He is a pal.
Such a
And
good guy.
this time
What a
the
great
marriage, I mean, technically the marriage is still, well, Shadow is dead in character, but it has lasted until his death.
Is he?
I think so. Shadow confirmed.
I mean, according to the map, he's alive.
Oh, you're
I'm
not dead.
not
You're alive.
dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, technically, the marriage has not been annulled at all. It has been there since July 2nd. It was like, that's when he became Velarin consorts, and that's like kind of where I say that's like where Aurlûnor has gained a lot more members than it had like before, because a lot of people are starting to hear about it because of the Sony video. There's a Sony video that came out about our nation, and it made us on the map. So yeah, a lot of people start talking about us more. And Aurlûnor has also grown closer to Bardonia. And when Bjornsburg, 2 days after the marriage, Bjornsburg tried... Okay. I think, honestly, Zoe, you want to do the Bjornsburg parts? Because that was a funny fucking war.
I
involved
don't
us.
really remember much of the whole original Bjornsburg affair, other than Astro thinking that I was one of them and killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I thought it was someone else, so I was like harassing like someone else, like, bro, give me my chip bag.
Yeah, basically, Bjornsburg was led by Fisticuffs. And we all know Fisticuffs
Oh my god,
is...
fisticuffs. Wait, was that one war
He's-
that I literally put like fucking dandelions around the city? Was that the one?
There was the one with the Amogus statues and shit like that.
Wait, they actually had an Amogus statue?
Yes. Top Moat had an Amogus statue
Oh.
made out of dirt.
I know I actually surrounded that city with dandelions. I made like a whole ass complete circle.
A day before, I actually pretty much killed Fristy and took his shit.
Is that why they didn't show up for the war?
Yeah. I took all of his shit. He was malding, like big time malding. Basically raided his ass and occupied Top Moats the first day. The second day, the actual war began. Cool Man and other people were there. They weren't really well equipped, but some of them were well equipped, but some of them just weren't. But it wasn't really much. It was more of a joke because they were trying to invade Andorn. So it was our retaliation to defend Andorn. We defended them. Ah, crap. I'm sorry. I gotta go to the bathroom again.
Alright, I'll just...
My bladder is
I'll just
terrible.
talk to Banana about some stuff.
Yeah.
I will be like 30 seconds or so.
So, Bjornsburg, I remember them. They started out as a communist microstate in the north somewhere. For a while, I actually had no idea where they even were. Apparently,
Yeah, they were in like...
squeezed between Norththorn and
Yeah,
Andorn.
it looks like shit. It was like this little like... It's like when you get like a pebble in your shoe. That's literally what it was.
That's that is a very accurate explanation of the entire Bjornsburg situation. Now,
Oops.
to be
Shadow.
fair, Fristy was kind of going insane at the time. He had like a really bad ear infection, plus like, you know, being like a noob who's like 14.
So
Yeah.
first he was kind of like going out of his gourd.
Yeah, he's probably slightly more grounded now. After several months really getting to know the server.
Yeah, Fristy
Maturing.
was... Yeah, Fristy at the time was just... He was a crazy kid. He was a
Honestly,
crazy...
no, let Shadow explain. Let
Yeah,
Shadow
Shadow.
explain more.
Alright,
Let Shadow
Shadow's
explain.
coming up.
Yeah.
He's panicking.
Alright, welcome back, Shadow.
I'm back on the View, baby.
All right, you want to break this
Missed
down?
me. Yeah. Allow me to explain. So basically, I kind of just woke up. I woke up, took a look at the Discord, and everything's fine. I take a look at national announcements. This man, Fristicuffs, be claiming just half of Andorn into Ryzan. And he has like 3 people. So, just literally everyone in Silitor shows up at his doorstep at that war. They don't show up, and they build Among Us statues everywhere. Just Among Us statues everywhere. Just a massive army shows
Yeah,
up.
so I was 100% there. I remember. I think I was there on both my accounts.
You
Yeah, I
were.
was there on my Unicorn Boy account and my Prophet.
No, like the hands showed up. All things showed up.
Yeah, we were sitting there. We were waiting, but nothing happened.
The most fun that came out of it was just everyone building Among Us statues. And it was so funny because staff members came in to also build Among Us statues.
What the staff is sus.
Yeah, no, there were staff members there, and no one got
The
banned for
staff
griefing or
suck.
anything. They were also making Among Us statues because of how ridiculous the situation was.
Among Us.
Anyway, that's the explanation.
Yeah, Fristy. He's an eccentric character. He's a little bit cuckoo, but he eventually became calmer and calmer. But yeah, it was crazy. So after that whole spiel, we have another nutcase to talk about well. A couple days later, his name is Joey Sundaran.
I haven't heard about this.
Oh boy.
One.
Okay, so you want to explain it, Zoe, or you want me to explain it?
You can probably explain. You probably know it better than I do.
So basically, this guy named Joey, he was kind of a snob, but he was this guy who was looking for like a Chinese style nation. I was like, oh, come to the Eldor. I was like, oh, you're good. And he liked elves and all that. And then he basically started talking crap about certain things, and then he started building a village north of Lumar, and I wonder why he was built. And then he was like talking about something like blah blah blah. It was, I don't know. He didn't seem that bad. But then later on, he was in Luxios, and he was saying "Praise Lux."
Uh-oh.
And at a festival, he was saying "Praise Lux." Nori caught him in the act. So Nori told me about him, and I'm just like, oh, this okay. We're gonna definitely get this motherfucker.
Is that the guy that got executed by Anvil? I saw
the National Hammer.
I saw that video.
Yep.
The National Hammer.
That's one of my creations.
Indeed. The first time.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
I don't think we
Ryzan
actually
made it,
used it. We it was kind of an in absentia trial.
Yeah, he was executed. He was the trial. We gave him a fair trial because he was a Lurin. So
Yeah.
he had a lawyer. He had Tagon, and he had Jones. Freobot Jones basically defended him in courts with him, but this I mean,
he was too guilty. He just straight up betrayed the Twin Dragon Federation.
Well, there was also like the prosecution that was led by Link, and then he was tried for heresy. That was dropped mid-trial. He was tried for sedition. He was tried for insulting a minister of Valon he basically said he called Norian character a beast folk, which she took great offense to. She did not like that. He was tried for treason because he was talking very sussy stuff.
Didn't he also have a stockpile of gunpowder?
Yes, that was discovered later on. There was slander. That was the original accusations. Heresy was dropped, but late trial, it was discovered that he actually attempted to he plotted to assassinate the Bellerith at the trial, and he was tried for terrorism because of the gunpowder.
I mean, makes sense.
Originally, it was going to be imprisonment of a month in a mental institution and seize of all private property, and he was originally going to also get just 100 strokes with a bamboo cane and a fine of 100,000 luns, but then we upped it to soul torment, which is basically a fate worse than death. It's like your soul will never linger into another. Ever.
That one like Naruto that puts you in that genjutsu over and over.
Yeah. Or like the Soul Karen in the Elder Scrolls, basically. Yeah, he was basically going to be he had a chance and he fucked up both times. So yeah, he was not very smart. Because he refused to come to the trial, so that even made it worse.
So that guy got executed.
It's like he was being defended. Yeah. So if he does ever come back or something like that, he'd be a kill on sight. But yeah. That pretty much. There was a 5th Barbarian Rally. That was probably the longest Barbarian Rally.
Oh, what happened there?
So it actually a lot of shit. It's the next chapter that we go into, which I like to call the era of warfare, because we did a lot of fucking fighting at this time. So
we didn't even start about the Grey Banner.
Oh yeah, the Grey Banner. So when
did Octos
By the way, we're probably going to want to
start?
fit this into to probably like 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're going on 30.
So you're going to need to double time it, because I don't know if I can render and upload a 4-hour video of the view.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Already, this is almost longer than the Asharia one.
Oh yeah, it's just a lot of shit that we're covering. And you said you wanted to get into war and stuff like that as well.
You're being super thorough.
Yeah, it's just okay. So, long story short, Grey Banner people were these alien. The alien guys that?
So, Octo made a race of aliens called the Grimithians or the Ryzan. There's a couple different terms that go around. He had been working on them for almost a decade at this point, since like. He's about my age. He's like 20. He must have been like a preteen when they were first conceptualized. So basically, his idea was that they were like space cavemen, where they had like a very simple but very alien language, and they were like a tribe that had lost their ancient technology. But he also wanted to establish a nation for himself, as everyone does when they first join Stoneworks. So, of course, he just decides, what's a random country we should become terrorists in? And he picked Aurlûnor, not for any particular reason, but just because. And what they slowly started doing was basically trying to infiltrate our government. They planted IEDs across the country, well over 200 improvised explosives. One of them I discovered myself just chopping down a tree one day outside my town, and sure enough, there's like a detector block or whatever the fuck it is, I don't know, and it sets off TNTs, but I was able to get away before the TNT was able to actually hit me, so yeah.
So these guys were actually
were
like hiding these things underneath trees, so that way when citizens would go chop down the tree, it would like blow up. Oh my god.
Yeah. They set traps and like mines too.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane.
They sent their members to like apply for
Those guys are
citizenship and
fucking
become
crazy. What the
spies.
fuck?
Yeah. It was really fucking toxic.
That would be
It was
I'm gonna
super
be
fucking
honest, I'd be
toxic. Yeah.
terrified. I wouldn't want to like break any blocks or anything. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go mine an Alderash
There
again.
was a massive, there was a massive ticket war that I had conducted against the Grey Banner because of what they were doing. I literally thought there was harassment and toxicity. Their members weren't really helping, especially Jamosis and some other people. But eventually that did came to an end. But
I didn't
that's
even
when
know
it started
Jamosis
beginning
was
at that
part
time.
of the Great Banner. I just talked to him.
Jones was a part of it.
I meant Jamosis.
Oh yeah, Jamosis, yeah. That Grey Banner is fucking. There's a whole uncensored history you can look up on the wiki. You can find.
Yeah.
But yeah, it explains the whole
Long story
thing
short,
there.
who was it? Speak of the devil, there he is, Jones himself.
Jones,
Yeah.
we were just talking about you.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, these guys pulled off a heist and stole some of Coffee's more prized artifacts.
Including, I'm guessing, the 7.
The 7-star blade, Death by Thousands. We didn't even get those back until recently.
Jersey Devil sold it.
Jersey, who was like one of the infiltrators, broke in, and I guess we were yelling about that when another one of the Grey Banner's citizens was like spying on us. We were in a VC, we were talking about the Grey Banner. I'm like, you know what? I have a suspicious feeling that there's at least one Grey Banner spy in this VC with us right now. I didn't say anything, but I fucking knew it. And sure enough, one of these guys is like, holy shit, are you people stupid? How could you not tell that I was a spy the entire time? And he fucking outs himself. And they start screaming. Coffee starts screaming. There's a lot of yelling. It was fucking horrible. But eventually, miraculously, we were able to calm down.
We were able to calm down, become friends. That was like the weirdest thing.
Yeah, and we became friends. We talked it out, and it turns out Octo actually had like a lot of like lore. He was really into this kind of stuff, and a lot of the Great Banner guys were really fucking chill. So what we ended up doing, sometime it must have been like late July or early August. What we ended up doing was we went to Bern over in Helmia, which is where Kydrasil is now. And we got together and we had the funny voice man. What's his name?
The funny voice man?
Yeah. Coffee, what's his name? From the Grey Banner.
Oh, which one?
The guy who did the please add the chads.
Oh, Humble Merchant Man. Yeah,
Humble Merchant Man. Yeah, we had him.
Oh, I know Humble.
Read,
I love Humble.
Yeah, we had Humble read aloud the smut that Coffee wrote.
Yeah.
In VC with like all of us.
I have the clip. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's fucking hilarious.
It was, yeah. We had a weird thing. So yeah. But yeah, during that Barbarian Rally we did 17 squatters.
Yeah.
We had 17. 3 of them were sent by Mithra, and the 3 worst ones, that was the 3 worst ones, by the way, from Mithra. They keep denying this. The New Betaberg, which Jones has fucking PTSD about. Oh my goodness.
We stole one of their statues, though. It's okay.
Yeah, they called him the monster.
I have like 17 heads from like one of their players.
There's the oh no, the one at Sowie Oasis, the Battle of Sowie Oasis.
Oh,
that was against the Kellerists.
The Kellerists. These guys were so bad. They cut down like every single tree in like a very large portion of central Aurlûnor, including like
Nur province.
most of Near province.
Yeah.
So me being like a fucking nature nerd, you can call me a hippie or whatever
So
the fuck.
they
I don't
turned
give a shit.
forests into fields.
Yeah, and what they did, it was actually kind of neat because like they would place campfires underground, so like there'd be smoke coming out
Oh,
because like
that's cool.
they were. I guess like their whole idea was like an anti-environmentalist cult. So I think it was actually pretty cool that they at least put some effort into it.
How bad could
But
they
like
be?
all these things everywhere, they had griefed like massive swaths of land. And well, you know, you can't really just do that without provoking a response. So obviously, me like kind of wanting to like preserve the nature around my province and just the country as a whole, I got fucking pissed. I made it personal. So we group up. This was after the Grey Banner peacemaking bit. So we get together with the Kydrasil guys who had just established their country. Because Kydrasil had joined the Silitor League. This was in like August. So this was already after the Allium War.
Oh,
And,
we gotta get to that.
Andorn.
Yeah.
So we get together with these Kellerist guys. One of them, I think they got banned beforehand. So we like agree on like a date for the battle. We go there to the Sawiya Oasis, which is where they had set up their fucking factions base. With lava and
It
cactus
was
everywhere.
terrible. It gave me and Azan fucking PTSD from that.
Yeah. So we go in, we infiltrate the fort. We're just like yelling, but you can't find any of them. They went through the nether portal, pussied out, and ran away.
And they put up the sign saying, "This is only the beginning." I'm like, "What beginning? You guys ran away!"
Oh, by the way, what happened when they first cut down all the trees? Since they had technically griefed within 3 chunks of a settlement, both Mapona and Plomar, it counted on the rules as griefing, so one of them got banned, and the admins restored all the trees that were cut down. But then they did it again, so what ended up happening after the battle of Sawiya Oasis, after we won the Lands War, what Stony and Raoul did is they went around and every tree that had ever been planted in like the swamp biome and like the neighboring forest, every tree that had ever been planted on those chunks was restored.
Yeah.
So there ended up being like this super thick ass jungle, the thickest forest in the entire server. So I'm just like, you know what? This fucking rocks. Let's make this a national
This
park.
forest is thick with
It took
two
me all the way
seas.
until November. It is.
Yeah. The third one was against the Forest Council. That was AIDS. I did not like
the
that
forest.
one.
Yeah, what happened was I guess the Forest Council thought that we had cut down all the trees. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Have you not checked our national announcements?
They literally Murad and some other people were being accused
All my homies hate the Lorax.
and then they suddenly ironically they were using logs like spruce planks as their build, and they were cutting down trees when they were establishing their squatter base.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're the Forest Council, and then they cut down half the forest.
They were from Arkovol, which became part of Mithra, and they were just being toxic. And it was like, we declared war with Andorn, and we basically, it was a nightmare because they kept hiding inside the fucking place. And I'm just like,
they just kept like turtling on. And
Yeah.
just,
Well, that's not fun for
that's
anybody.
when War Rules was.
yeah, like we kept like just trying to like blow them out with TNT, and it wasn't working.
I would say that's probably the time. That's probably when like the War Rules were influenced about the claim stuff. Like
Yeah.
you can claim the chunks and all that. With
And then
claim
once the
blocks,
Lands War was over, it just kind of devolved into just indiscriminate slaughter.
basically, you know.
Yeah. Us and Andorn, and Kydrasil was there too, because I remember there was
Bird had a recording of it. Hub was there too.
Bird.
Interestingly, yeah, Bird
I
was.
forgot Bird was there.
Yeah, Bird recorded. He was down in the pit. He got spleefed. And he was down there for like 5 minutes. Poor guy. And there was also Hub. Interestingly, he was there. He said he would show up. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, okay. So it was the first time that Hub actually showed up to an Aurlûnor in battle.
Yeah.
We had basically the whole squad was there, and there was like they were hiding, and I'm just like, we could have not killed any one of them, and then they proclaimed victory. They had the gall to proclaim
Yeah,
victory.
I think Lily Prism was there too, so like
She was,
we had, like
yeah.
half the fucking hands.
Yeah, I mean these guys were just so toxic and so confident,
And it was just because of that toxicity that like, plus like Grimmer opening up, that we collectively decided to go to Grimmer. But that's another story.
That's another story for another time.
Yeah.
The incomplete history of Valadora? Question mark? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, get Alfie on. He'll do like Nylorn as well.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways.
I think we just kind of stagnated after a while through most of the fall. I think there's a lot of me like updating lore and stuff.
Yeah.
I was busy with school.
So there was also during that time the Allium Coalition War was probably
Going back to
we're going back to that
war.
because this was during the Barbarian Rallies were at the same time during that era too. We were technically a de facto member of the Allium Alliance. When war broke out, we would declare war and entered on Bardonia's side. Uni remembers. Oh boy, Uni. You recall that conversation with Hazel. I don't think you want to remember how bloody that was.
To be honest,
oh my god,
that talk really kind of revealed Hazel's true colors to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, I may have been the bad guy, but at least I was willing to cooperate and try to make it fun for everybody.
Yeah, Hazel. I have my own opinions about Hazel, but I'm not going to reveal them here. Hazel's kind of my friend, I guess, but I'm not going to talk crap. But yeah, that was not pleasant.
Yeah, no, that wasn't a good time.
And that's how I got banned for 4 days because I was really, really angry at Hazel of how she was responding.
I was laughing at Hazel, and Hazel started yelling at me.
I exploded at Hazel. I sweared. I told her so. Oh my god! I told Valen basically off. I basically told him off. I told him how I was really feeling. Like, he ticketed me, and I got banned.
You definitely went out of character for that shit. You got a little personal there. Like I kind of like sat back. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like copy into this.
Yeah, in DMs it wasn't fun. It wasn't nice, and it was a very petty argument. I mean, I just snapped at Hazel.
Yeah,
and he reported me, and he actually told me he actually said he felt bad when he ticketed me because he knew that I was just really pissed at him. But 4 days, and I had to declare neutrality. Hydra did show up to New Jurasterok, though. Fun fact.
Yeah. Well, the thing is nobody was supposed to show up to New Jurasterok. That was the whole point. But, you know, Bardonian pride.
Yeah. See, if that never happened, though, Aurlûnor would definitely help defend Bardonia. It was just Hazel that was making it difficult.
Honestly, Hazel made that war difficult, that whole battle. And actually, not only did he make it difficult, but it was less fun than it could have been. That war could have been like 2 or 3 times more fun for everyone involved if we could have worked together to make an RP war. I don't know if you remember the Trillium War. The Trillium War was fucking blast.
Yeah.
And that was because Carp and Carp from working with Yimu Adal, and then us coming from the Trillium side. Like we set up battles, we made like rules, we set times, and we had fun. We made a war.
Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately the Allium War was just not fun at all. It would have been our magnum opus, honestly. I I think it would be really cool to see like the North, like more united than like the South and shit like that. It'd be cool. But yeah, that did not went well. Silitor League was founded after the Bardonian Spring. That was to prevent. The mission was mainly to tell basically the world to fuck off from colonizing Silitor, especially Alderash and Viodoxa. That's when also after that the Fifth Barbarian Rally was continuing on. The long-standing Grey Banner conflict ended, as you know, and we met at Burn and all that. And aftermath of the Aluminium War, basically a golden age of science basically dawned, with Alfie making regular map updates. This is when the paleontologist arc started, with like us leading onto a more scientific route, like influencing the paleontology war. The Imperial Museum was built by Zoe, which is currently not up right now, but it will be rebuilt. Yeah, it's going to be rebuilt.
This is the point where I was like, yes, what if I pushed the lore back 7 billion years? And just single-handedly created a geologic timescale for Rathnir and like periods and that kind
That's a cool project.
Yeah, this was...
Yeah.
After the Aluminium War, we basically had a lot more members, and we basically had new infrastructure projects with roads and stuff. This is when like Magicard and such joined. Magicard, aka 101, aka Azan Shair, is one of my favorite people. He was a massive help and contribution. He was not only good at building, but he's kind of a good person with like social issues too. There's also we also gained a lot of other people, but like the Ornsburg became a tributary of Aurlûnor and paid 3 gold blocks a month, and that ghoul became a protectorate of ours. But then Shadow's like, "What are you doing down there? What are you doing?" And then I'm like, "Oh, sorry." And I just gave it to him, and it ended the first Andor crisis. Yeah, but there was Patagonia was Patagonia went into civil war. We gained the Patagonia royal family, and we currently host the first empire still. Technically, the first empire, we don't recognize the dissolution of the first empire. We never so technically the first empire of Patagonia is still a functioning government. It's in exile though. But Patagonia Mar was the city supposed to be designated for them, but it was never built. So yeah.
It's only now being built.
Yeah.
Abby and I literally only just talked.
First he came back, and he was cooed. After he threatened Aurlûnor and Orn again. But Alamor and Gribbets took over and such. Welpish was going to build Neandonia thing south of Lumar, but that never happened. All that's crap, and yeah, that's the end of the I'm gonna skip over. I'm gonna discuss after that, blah 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 blah. And the Barbarian Rallies, that's basically the end of the Barbarian Rally after that one. And then we had the Great Dark Eclipse that happened.
The Great what?
We had the Great Eclipse. It was when the Eldham vampires decided to sacrifice 30 netherite blocks, which I bet you they fucking x-rayed, to stop everything and have a permanent night. Yeah. That's when we basically had a little roleplay event of basically shutting down the country and banning travel for both citizens and foreigners. We also distribute emergency food supplies because there was a famine. Thanks to that. Newly baked moon bread and all that. And we basically mitigated our famine problem. And we had a ritual that...
What did that ritual consist of?
It was held It was held on. It was held on Dragon Day, actually,
Yeah.
on the 22nd of September. We were.
This is the equinox.
We basically had a ritual with. There was a purple spear that went up in the sky. It was going up the square, and the Velareth casted lightning to the central tower,
So there's some
and
of
the sun
that
started
magic
rising.
shit.
Yeah, it's River
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah, and somehow the sun, the world continued to rotate. The sun came back.
Well, would you look at that?
Would you look at
Yeah.
that? We saved the world.
Yay!
I mean, without
You're welcome,
without the
Rathnir.
sun, that would be lacking in a lot of crops. You know,
You know.
you'd
Yeah. I was hoping that more people would be like, "Oh shit, we're
That
having a
would go
fucking
into a
famine
famine.
because crops aren't growing." Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with considering how long the sun was gone, and considering like how we're going with like the calendar council, that was a period of several years with no sunlight. Now, if you think about it, like the end of Cretaceous, like the end of the Cretaceous period, you know, when the asteroid
Mhm.
comes and like burns everything, and there's all the dust in the sky that killed all the plants, and then that killed all the plant-eating dinosaurs, and so on. That, as far as we know, was only a few months.
Yeah.
And it killed off like 3/4 of all life on Earth. Now, granted, we have magic, and this is a video game, but realistically, if the sun is gone completely,
Everything would die.
Yeah, no, everything would basically
Yeah.
be dead at that point.
the only life on Earth would be like the shit that eats like chemicals out of the volcanoes at the bottom of the ocean.
Basically, bottom
Yeah.
feeders. Yeah. So thanks, Eldham, for fucking up everything.
Yeah,
Again.
Eldam actually killed Rathnir, and everything that we're living through now is just like purgatory.
Yeah.
Fucking
So-
Eldam.
I know. So after Aurlûnor saved the world without getting any thanks from anybody, and claiming that Lux did
Oh.
it, fucking
Oh my
Solaris
God.
did it, but not Aurlûnor, who actually saved the
No, it was
world.
the dandelions.
with a
It was the
ritual.
dandelions.
Yeah. But yeah. Ryzan went to war again. Yay! It's our annual Ryzani Civil War time. This time,
Yeah, that was the war in Ryzan. It wasn't the Ryzani Civil War. They insisted, no, it's not a civil war. I swear, I
It was a
swear.
Civil War.
yeah,
It was
This
just
was-
a war where it was entirely within Ryzan's borders, where they were fighting over Ryzan.
it was
Several
the
factions from Ryzan.
okay. And the funniest thing is, it's like, okay, they're in this war. The claims of a Ryzani air force bombed the Volkor Twin Dragon Temple by this, and the Sardom was a Silitor League member, and this would extend to the whole league and the Grand Temple. But the Grand Temple owned the temple, and the Grand Temple decided. And once the Grand Temple's attacked, that's war with the Grand Temple. Problem is, the Grand Temple is in Aurlûnor, and Aurlûnor's leader is also head of the Grand Temple. Essentially, and there's also
It put the
Ryzan.
Grand Temple at war with the Aurlûnoran state. But since the leadership of the Grand Temple, which is, you know, Coffee, myself, etc., was also
So
the leadership
basically,
of
All of you
Aurlûnor.
guys decided to declare war because of what happened to the temple.
Yeah, what ended up happening is we declared war on ourselves.
Yeah, Josbar was also against himself too in the war. So he technically was on the side of Astro and the rebels. We were on the side of the rebels too, even though we were against the rebels, and so was now
So
an
who won?
orange.
I don't know.
The Imperials. The Imperials won the Civil War of Ryzan. That's when the creation of the Greater Silitor Empire happened.
Oh yeah, that did happen? That was crazy, right?
Yeah, crazy hit
Yeah.
the GSC.
Yeah, we didn't like how Ryzan was Republicanist, and we wanted to support the Empire, but they were in the Silitor League, so we couldn't really do anything about it. So
Yeah.
that's what's the problem with the Silitor League. But yeah, the GSE formed, and Jospar was unrecognized from the leadership of Ryzan, and the government would not be was kicked out of the Silitor League, and the Empire was recognized in the Silitor League and shit like that. And we did annex the area of Deutschland, which was the Republic of Deutschland. I know, sounds familiar, does it? With a referendum and all that.
It's totally not just Crimea, where
No.
it was independent for like so short that nobody was even able to like unofficially recognize it. Like it just happened.
Yeah, we annexed the Republic of Deutschland and became the newly formed Malian province. And we thought the Aurlûnor and Ryzani border dispute was resolved then, but yeah, not really.
Nope.
And,
Yazov ended up undoing that a few months later.
yeah. But yeah, there was yet another crisis, blah, 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 with the Ryterians and all that crap, Romaboos, and yeah, I don't know if I can cover that. I think we don't have enough time for that.
It's already 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that.
EST.
But yeah, basically there was just stuff with the Romaboos.
Yeah, Coffee ended up getting banned for toxicity for 2 months.
2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, so what ended up happening, Sarkness was technically the Valorith, and we had Nori and Numis as regents.
Yeah.
We kind of became like an oligarchy for a little bit, but like Coffee was still kind of doing what you were doing, Uni, and like to
When
an
I got
extent,
banned
like
from
also
the
C.
First Empire,
Yeah.
like literally, like from the First Empire, I actually got more done in Bardonia than I did in like any other form of leading. The First Empire, I got the most done because I was banned and I couldn't go in game, and everything was done through.
Yeah,
Discord.
so you're not like focused with like building or anything. Like everything's just diplomacy.
Not only that, but I realized that I could tell people to go do stuff, and I kind of felt like I was in one of those. When I was playing like Civ 6 or something. I was like, okay, I see how this is going. I play strategy games.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, I basically was banned for 2 months. Handed the Celestial Matron to Hazel, which was a big mistake. I still regret it to my this day.
I honestly, if that would have, there was a point where, like, Shadow was very clearly pissed off. I was very clearly pissed off. Like, I thought I was gonna be next in line. Like, Shadow actually backed me.
The title wasn't meant to be passable. It was supposed to be only one Celestial Matron.
But it was passed on anyway, so at that point we were just like, fuck it. If,
I have
like,
no
worst case
idea.
scenario, there would have been a schism within the temple. And, maybe a religious civil war, and that would be kind of based.
Religious wars based.
That was like around December. What happened? What did we do over Christmas? I don't really remember because I ended up getting uninvolved because I had like a really bad mental health crisis, and then I met my current girlfriend, and then I started touching grass. Went on vacation.
Yeah.
Touching grass feels good.
Yeah.
I
had Jones von Stetson in Orlin.
I was doing stuff for 2 months, but I was also active on the Aurlûnor server. The league died when Lanfin was in charge.
I declared the league dead after like it was basically just like a corpse of an alliance.
Yeah, and that's when the weed scare began, which is basically
Scare,
against Dandelion, against
we were all
Bardonia.
just paranoid about Bardonian invasion. That actually happened again. Just not even a week ago.
Yep, the second weed
Black
scare.
Dandelion.
The
Yeah.
second weed scare.
I mean,
yeah.
at least you know while I was in charge of Bardonia that we weren't going for Aurlûnor. But when I was out of power, I couldn't guarantee anything.
That yeah. The others are just they just yeah. I tried telling them. I tried getting down to Bardonia phobia, but it's not going to work. They hate Bardonia. I'm sorry, man. I tried, but yeah.
I mean, you
But
can't.
yeah.
It's the public Bardonia perception. I'm looking for the word. Opinion.
Point of view.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say. Everyone kind of feels the same way about Bardonia, except the close allies.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a small crisis with Sumo about
as soon as Coffee had gone, what happened was that Sumo of Huitka was like, that entire like southern region was briefly part of Viridian for like 3 weeks. So we actually have a claim over that. Because we technically have Viridian as a protectorate. So he started like pushing for that. And we seriously thought like war with Huitka was like inevitable, which made absolutely no sense because the area was in lore populated by Dune Elves, currently populated by players who had Dune Elven characters. Not a single original Viridian ever lived in that part of the world. I mean, the fucking obelisk of Kamiya, Coffee built that in like.
Sometimes people just
like
need
September.
the goal to say, "I'm going to invade you to expand."
Yeah.
I mean, hey, at least I was honest.
Just admit it. Like, just
But
be
the good
honest
thing
about
was,
it. Like, we want more land. Okay.
the good thing about it was just like most of the government was against that. And they told him to fuck off. It's like, why you want to invade Coffee? Why do you want to invade an ally? And I had friends in the Huitka government, like Lily, Infinite, basically everybody. And they were just like, what the fuck, dude? And then he just backed away and he apologized.
Yeah, you know.
And that never came up ever again.
You know, sometimes people present ideas that they think are good ideas, but they turn out to not be good ideas.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, all that stuff, and just like much later in November, just stuff that happened. Allied with Gnosis. Gnosis was Gnosis, which is of course Corey right here, and so we made the Dragon Fruit Alliance and other stuff and all that. Then I got unmanned. I actually don't remember what we did until like present day. Modern Aurlûnor is a lot. So I'm just gonna like
we've done a lot, but yet nothing at the same time. Like I've done a bit of building, I've done a bit of lore writing.
So yeah, we have built a lot of shit since then. And we had a lot of new people and a lot of stuff. But yeah, I would say that in conclusion, Modern Aurlûnor is a lot different than I first started with Aurlûnor.
Started as a one-person nation, and now it's probably one of the most, probably the regional power.
Basically,
We're at the very least on par with Ryzan.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we're like a power, but like a soft power. We have influence, we have contacts, and apparently, according to Hernichi, one of the best spy networks in Rathnir, because we have a lot of we basically know who to talk to.
Yeah, the Bardonian agent meme.
Dead meme, bad meme, bad meme.
Dead meme. But
Night Falcon meme.
yeah, the
Night
Falcons,
Falcon.
though,
Yes.
they're out there.
Yeah. Night
I have my
Falcons are
contacts.
scary. Night Falcons are scary. You don't want to fuck with them. Forget the Bardonian agents.
I
you
see
want to
Jones.
watch out for
I
the
know
Night Falcons.
Jones has a fucking network.
11 Mantis is just mauling because he's being watched by a Night Falcon right now. Oh, man. But yeah, basically, Aurlûnor, I would say that the past 15 months after this video, it's really been a journey.
Yeah, yes, 11 Mantis. Our secret police is run by a cat girl. Hence, sounds like a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
When I told Octo that Nori was in charge of the Night Falcons,
The feeling when a cat girl is in charge of the Night Falcon is like, meow, you're being taken away and interrogated.
I'm gonna have to clip that as well.
I'm. Oh no!
like you think normal like waterboarding and like torture is bad. Like now you have to endure it with like a ooh nya voice. I would rather. I would. Yeah, that's how you give up information.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aurlûnor Valand, the Sun Dragon Empire. May it reign for 10,000 years.
10,000 more.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
The Divine Velereth loves her children. She will forever love them more.
No matter how dysfunctional her children may be.
Exactly. And it's just, yeah, it's the younger nations need to be guided by an older hand. You know.
I mean, they need a MILF mommy
Did you
country
say
to
hand?
And I guess you can say the hands are being handy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
Corey.
had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making Aurlûnor. I had a lot of fun making Twin Dragon Religion and all those pages, and being surrounded by such wonderful people with like probably a lot of the members are like mature. A lot of them are actually like adults, interestingly. The higher government officials are adults. Zoe's 20, I'm 26. Some others are like, I think Magikarp's like
I think the youngest
19.
high-ranking person would probably be Nori.
Yeah, Nori is youngest, but there's a couple of them that are like 15, but like most of them are adults. So
I mean, it's always good to
Yeah.
have like the adults running things.
Yeah.
Last thing you need is like a bacon from Baconia.
yeah.
Or
I
Firsty.
mean,
First
remember
thing-
too
oh, no.
about. Don't forget, Dragon Mom also has a little bit of a thing going on with not just one person, but like at least 9 others. I think, yeah, 9. She has a thing called the Dragon Harem. Very
Yeah,
infamous.
any Silitor world leaders who want to join the harem, please do. Please do.
She has
She
4
swings both
husbands.
ways.
She has 4 husbands and 3 wives.
I,
Well, 5. Yeah, 4 husbands and 3. She has Corey, Poldy, Shua, Lucius, Eloane,
Wha-
Ida, and
holy
Mel.
shit, Lucius is part of the orgy.
Indeed. And Nori's just sitting in the corner. She's just all sad. She's going, when can I join the harem?
I think
Orange.
Chancellor
I mean, you're
Melee
adopted,
has
so-
had at least one affair with Nori.
Oh?
I feel
My
so bad
spawn
when
was
we were-
set to her bed for about a month.
I tried getting the Chancellor to join the harem, but she's like, no. So, okay.
Yeah. What's his name? Fuck. Damp Swamp. Of
Oh no.
Nosos slash Ryzan apparently is trying to get into my pants and solidify a marriage, and I was like,
No.
Just for this reason, that's why my original character never did marriages. It's
Smart move.
It's all of that shit. My character didn't have time for it. He was too busy running a nation and running a market. He had he had no time for that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, Tagon's also a dragon husband. Elatra was one of her dragon wives.
Did Elatra have a harem as well?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And there was also Mystic the Second, who interestingly had a three-way and had a child from two moms and a dad. I don't know. Mystic the Third is an abomination. I love you, Mystic, but I don't know what the fuck her mom was up to, but god damn. Two ladies? A lady and a cat boy. Oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes the biology of Stoneworks just
doesn't make any sense.
Makes my brain shut down.
Cell was a dragon wife too, but she's
Rest
dead
in peace.
because she is a Lamia-Trophus. She died of old age.
Yeah.
But yeah, Serial technically has about 135 children and perhaps more, but 90% of them are deceased because they all died of old age. That was over the course of 11,000 years.
Nearly 1,000 years, you tend to have a large body count. I would probably say that Cerealia has the largest body count of any known individual ever in Rathnir, canonically.
Canonically, the Lala Irkala dynasty is larger than the Mixbeagle dynasty, and the Mixbeagle dynasty is just mostly full of adopted people.
I don't know how you can adopt people in the royal families. It just never made sense.
That just proves that the horny ban it's not gone. It's just hidden.
Oh man, basically.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, Mystic's mom had it going on. Everyone's doing Mystic's mom. If you want to join doing Mystic's mom, well, she's available. You can have as many children as one. She can go both ways. Literally. But yeah. Aurlûnor.
Yeah.
That was an amazing 4 hours?
I think it was like 3.
Yeah.
But we were here a little bit early getting stuff set up, and then I kind of delayed it a little bit because I wasn't painting the flag because I was too busy listening to my music.
Oh yeah, and there's only 2 characters because we were so engaged in talking. Oops.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, I had a bunch of other characters to draw, but I got.
If you want to just like post like a last minute collage of just like.
That's cool. I don't mind what Uni does.
Stuff that I got. I don't know. I don't care. Where's the the ethnic map.
Yeah.
There's just posting everything I can find.
Yeah, Aurlûnor. So, in conclusion to this lovely day, Aurlûnor is one of probably the most complex nations on Rathnir, and I'm proud that a lot of people have joined it. And I'm very proud of a lot of the members who put in the actual efforts into making this nation unique and beautiful.
Yeah, I honestly think that Aurlûnor is a model Stoneworks nation.
I do too. Like, honestly, religion, culture, lore, roleplay. Like, honestly, like, Aurlûnor is doing it right.
Yeah, even Stony approves our nation and thinks we're one of the best nations.
Stony also approved of me blowing up a bunch of cities and and the
And
world
also deleting
conquest,
to Bardoni.
and deleting a bunch of random claims, but
I mean, I like Stony. He pays me money. I mean,
oh, he gives me money.
Yeah. Gives me money. Lot of money.
mean, he's a cool guy.
Sugar,
Your
but,
sugar
like,
daddy.
Stoney?
Sugar daddy Stoney. Daddy, can I have
Oh my
$100? I'll never do that again. I'm sorry.
I also love how this was technically supposed to be just Uni and Coffee, and then I
No,
come in
not
like
really.
halfway through and steal the fucking show.
Shadow
Yeah,
joined.
Shadow joined. You
I
were
don't-
here.
Shut the fuck up as soon as I stop talking about the Forest Council War.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, it's definitely like it's supposed to be about Aurlûnor. So I just Coffee
Yeah.
was primarily brought up here is because Coffee made yeah
He's the
Coffee
leader
made
and
the
the
nation.
creator and everything.
Yeah.
I'm officially declaring the Aurlûnor Valand as the 5th Bardonian Empire. And we will call it the Dandelion Dragon
I'd
Empire.
be very
Behold the yellow
I'd
dragon.
be very interested to see something like that. And I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
but-
Coffee. I'm
What do
just
you
saying,
mean?
Coffee. They just collapsed.
Shit. I mean, we could
Oh.
stop calling them Dandelions and start calling them like Dandadragons
Chancellor
or some
Sinister
shit. I don't know.
emoji.
We have your replacement right here.
We
we
have
we
the
have-
Chancellor baby.
We have the Chancellor 2, who is a Chancellor with tits. So there you go. Well,
Yeah,
if she
MILF
had any.
Chancellor. Except
You know,
she's
I
single,
actually
so.
Flat.
drew a female version of the Chancellor one time.
Oh God, that's cursed. Oh no.
You can't just say that and then not
Alright,
show
let me see if I can
us.
find it.
It's like, and now I'm just imagining Zoe with the same scheme, except with like the same fucking skin. Oh no!
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
It's just like the female Martian drawings on DeviantArt. No, that's a nightmare.
Of course it's of
I
course
swear.
it's okay, here it is. Yeah. It's not very high quality, but it's something. Behold.
The curse.
I call it Dommy Mommy Chancellor.
You can get it. Mommy, sorry.
Wait, what was that horn?
The trucker outside approved of it.
Oh great! What? You have a fucking soundboard now? Who do you think you are,
No,
dude?
that was an actual truck outside that just honked
Air horn.
coincidentally. I live
Sorry,
near a
stop.
major road. That horn was perfectly timed.
Yeah, but I forgot when I drew that. That was a while ago.
Oh my goodness. It's staying in my head now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I titled the drawing Dommy Mommy Chancellor.
Pardon Valand. Oh my god. I mean, Aurlûnor is extremely stable. There's a potential.
here's the thing: if Shadow and Orange can just convince the rest of Andorn to convert to Twin Dragon,
Twin Dragon Dandalism would be funny.
and we can just like expand Twin Dragon into Ryzan, synthesize it with Dandalism, and then get Bardonia. And already there's
Oh my
already
God.
75 to 80% of all of Silitor within our control.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm just saying,
But I don't want to
in
do that
game,
because-
we're the ones who are actually going to pull off the world conquest, the isolationist RP nation.
Don't bully the quiet child in the classroom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Aurlûnor is the school shooter.
Jesus. You did not just say that. That's going to the clips.
I'm getting banned. I'm getting
Oh,
fucking banned.
Wait, is that bannable? Quick, is there an
Oh,
admin? Is that
yes, it-
bannable?
oh no, it's banned. We're
Is that
fucked.
is that bannable?
Well, guys, it was a good 15 months we had.
It was a good 10 months I had on
Quick,
the server.
Mobius, you're probably the
Oh.
closest thing to staff in the chat right now. Is that bannable?
Nah. Unless you don't snitch, it ain't bannable.
You
Well, they
you
can't
remember
ban you because
know-
it's not in a
you know
Stoneworks
what
affiliated.
Hey, person who just joined, nothing
You know what they
happened.
say,
Nothing
right? Snitches get bitches. Wait, no.
Snitches get bitches?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna tell them. Oh!
No.
Please, no.
Dragon fruit belonged to the Bart. Oh, goodness.
Dragon fruit, more like
Yeah.
dragon flute.
The Dragon Fruit Empire is a meme that me and Corey came up with because we're married.
Dragon tails, dragon
Yeah.
tails.
Dragon Tales. Yeah, Dragon Tales.
What else do I have?
Come along and take my hand. Let's go to Dragon Land.
Yeah, this
Hell
this
yeah.
is my end goal.
Damn, there was a meme just like that, except it said Bardonia.
Yeah.
Did you just
Helaro.
post the fucking image of Dragon Tails?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
have you guys
Peloro.
seen
Rupert
seen that?
Parentheses,
Aw,
Elf
have you
Monton.
seen that one with Org with the sleeping bag?
Org with the
Dragon Tail
sleeping
sleeping bag. Hold on. It looks so bad. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Wait a second. I saw this too.
No, it's worse. Hold on. It's worse. That was in one of the fucking episodes.
Uh-oh.
No!
Uh-oh. Org. Org's going
I
to
don't
jail.
think they should have made the sleeping bag the same fucking color as the skin.
I've seen worse.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
I'm being bribed to hype up the Silitor Rangers.
Okay, what's the Silitor Rangers?
No.
So back during the Silitor League, we basically had like the Silitor League's version of the Boy Scouts. So they would go around, cleaning up like griefing and like fight
Did they
squatters
get like
and
little
shit.
merit badges and shit?
They didn't, but hopefully, if there's gonna be like a new Silitor Alliance, we should
Yeah,
do
you
that.
should. That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, we'll have them like all get like little uniforms.
It'll be like the Ed and Eddie Rangers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Lucifer Rangers.
They'll make like cookies, like the Girl Scout cookies. It's gonna be really
Oh
fun.
my goodness.
Just
Hell yeah.
Oh.
I'll be paid $5
Well,
to promote the Bardonian
I
state.
think.
No thanks. I have enough.
I think.
Yeah.
I think we did pretty good here. I think we
Yeah.
covered a lot of ground in the time that we had.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
So I think.
We didn't touch on the lore, but do we really need to? We're still working on that
Nah.
anyway. We got the video coming out. The video series.
Video series.
Which
That's
Coffee
coming
yelled
out.
at me because I wanted
It's
to
not a
include
series.
like. Well, it's
She
gonna be
wants to
broken up into
include-
parts.
He wants to include the geology. I'm like, no, Zoe. People are gonna get bored by that.
Like the geology of the landscape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
like-
that has
like how
nothing
that
to
shit
do
was
with the
done.
history. That has nothing to do with the history.
fucking rock, guys.
It's like, look at this rock from 10,000 years ago.
This
All
boulder.
Norns.
Geology is gay, says fucking Eleven Mantis. Well, guess what? Me too, bitch.
You see this boulder?
I'm a muff diver. I'm a
This
dyke.
is the same boulder that.
Can't
This
say.
is. This
Shit.
is the,
Watch
this is
your
the
mouth.
same boulder that a deer pissed on before it was shot, and it was fed to Banana the Chancellor. It's very, very important rock.
The deer or the boulder?
The deer was shot. The boulder was pissed on and fed to Banana. God. That's horrible. Oh, well.
Jones thinks that Silitor Rangers still existed, but they don't.
Well, I mean by like geologic history, I mean like
yeah, and that's
like evolution and as well. Like
no, you're not making that in the Aurlûnor video.
All right,
it's about Aurlûnor only.
Well, look at the time.
This is internal politics.
Look at the time.
Well, thank you,
thank
you, Coffee Banana, in a little bit of shadow for talking today. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy lives over in Aurlûnor to come over here and just share with us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Of course.
And by the way, Warren, I totally remember about your nitro. I'm gonna be sending that over to you. But until next time, that's the view, and because it's so fucking late, I'm probably
Silitor Rangers come funny. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Until we meet again, my fellows.
Until we meet again.
Fuck, I need to start working on my evil
Join
laugh.
us. Banana, you're supposed to be laughing.
I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if I have it in me. Maybe I really am just a fake chancellor. Who knows?
Cop, you're gonna need to teach Banana how to do the laugh.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Right.
It'll come in due
Good
time.
night.